Spencer, Jeff Hurst, the Trevor Brooking and Billy Bonds, Paolo Di Canio, West Ham United. We celebrate our victories, we stick together in defeat. I'm proud of our history, West Ham United, more than just a podcast, more than just a podcast.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. This is more than just a podcast. Season 11, episode 34. It's a Tuesday, not a Monday. It was bank holiday Monday. What? Yeah, we're recording on a Tuesday. Should have said last time, see you next Tuesday. But we didn't think of it. Think of it.
Well, we think of it every time we hear your voice.
Yeah, true. Anyway, the old gang is back in town. As if by magic. Good evening, Shedman. Where are you? What are you doing?
I'm in my shed.
Whee!
Great timing.
Shedman, 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 Shedman.
Another 2p for George there. George, where are you? What are you doing?
I'm in my living room recording a podcast with you, gentlemen.
Welcome back. It seems
Thank
that
you.
you've been off for a couple of weeks. Is that right?
A couple of
Or not?
weeks, yeah, just busy life.
Yeah, what you been
busy
up
dad
to?
life.
You've been.
I was in Barcelona, so I was
Barcelona.
recovering from a Barcelona stag do.
Yeah.
That's about it, really.
You're just living the dream, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, you know, it's just non-stop
Yeah.
life of dreams
Cool.
for me.
No father. I don't know what he's up to. He doesn't record on Tuesdays. Lenny boy, where are you? What are you doing?
You know what, Sean? I'm in the lounge, and I've had been busy, and I'm just taking it easy here with a alcohol-free Stella with a squeeze of lime in it.
I hope you noticed when I met up with you two after the game on Sunday.
Yeah.
No alcohol touched my lips.
No,
No,
I
sugar
noticed that.
touched my lips.
No.
No saturated fat
No.
touched my lips.
No.
Boring.
And you was over the moon that Russ Budden turned up and made you.
Oh,
you
yeah.
said he made you look like Twiggy.
That's not. That's true.
Made him look like a twiglet. I don't know about
Yeah.
Twiggy.
Another £4 off since the last time we recorded. Just putting it out there. Anyway, let's talk about football. There's a lot to talk about, but before
It
we
still
do
don't
that,
show. Can I just say?
all right. I was wearing a Fred Perry, which hasn't fitted me for ages on Sunday,
And a knee brace.
and a knee brace. Yeah, I did my knee in at the gym.
As you do.
Yeah, one thing, right? When you're in
I knew that'd cheer
Windsor,
people up.
when you're in Windsor in a hotel and you're trying to show off to your son, and he says, "How much can you lift with your feet?" and he does 100 kilos and you do 150 kilos. Bad idea. Because my knee's fucked now. Anyway, yeah, I have got a knee brace on and it is helping, but it's like burning feeling. If any doctors out there know what I've done to Minnie, please write in. I want to say hello to two groups of people. The first is Paul from Australia, came all the way from Australia to see me on Sunday.
10,000 miles away.
10,000. He came to see me in my stand and he said, "Can I have a photo taken with you? You're a legend." And I said, "Well, yeah, I am." No, I didn't say that.
You sure he never said bell end?
He might have done, actually. My ears aren't too good nowadays, all my DJing days. So he might have said Bellind. But hello, Paul and his mate that came over from Australia. They're one of our 8 listeners. And the funny...
From Melbourne or Brisbane, sure.
I didn't ask. I didn't want to sound too eager, right? I just... Yeah, of course. Yeah. You're one of many come over Australia to see me. And I was recounting this story afterwards in the podium bar, last drop, whatever it's called, at the supporters bar afterwards with Nigel and Len, and a guy was listening in next to us, and he said, I'm one of your
Hold
eight
up.
listeners.
Can we just get this right? I was queuing for a
Oh,
beer.
you were queuing, right? So it was just Len, and he said, "I'm one of your 8 listeners too, Sean." He said, and
he did stick up for you.
he did, and he said, "Yeah, I like you. I like the way you stick up for out of towners." So his name's John Murphy, right?
That's
He's an
right.
out of towner, and he's proud of it, and he listened in too. So
Boring Berkshire.
That's right.
I thought he's from Raynham.
No, it was...
Originally, and he moved to Berkshire.
All right, but anyway, welcome, Paul and John. I salute you. We
It's
salute
funny because he said he was from Berkshire, and I'm thinking his accent's,
But he lived in Berkshire.
yeah. But I'm thinking, mate, you sound like an East Ender, and I suppose he's like a 50-50, isn't he? From Raynham in Essex. Unless, of course, it's
Oh,
Raynham
yeah,
in
wanted
Kent,
to know
and
if
he's
he was a towner or
50-50
not.
swampy, isn't he?
you. Oh dear, and this is why people don't come up to you. You're inapproachable, unapproachable, whichever it is. Anyway, let's talk about football because we are a football podcast. Believe it or not, we've had 2 games. I don't know if you noticed, but we're in the semi-final of the Europa Cup.
I know.
No, we're not.
UEFA. Yeah, did
No,
anyone know that?
No, we're in the semi-final of the Europa League,
Europa League. All right.
Yeah.
Europa
not the
League.
European Europa Cup.
You're so modern talking it, yeah.
Well,
The Europa
you
League.
just make
It is
up
a
a name of a competition.
Yeah,
But yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Yay!
Woo!
Earned us another 1 point whatever million euros. I could talk to you about the finances, but you'd be bored. So let's talk about the football.
I did mention that to John when we were watching it. That Craig Dawson has probably paid his fee back just with that goal.
He has, yeah.
Well, do
yeah.
you want to know then how much money we've made in prize
I'd love
money
to
alone?
know.
Well, you
Go on.
probably read my Clarence and Hugh article and just ripped it
No,
off, yeah?
I don't read Claret and you.
Oh,
Funny,
I
I
know.
started reading Nigel's article today, and I thought, no, I just need to rest my eyes. There's no point moving away.
If you
from it.
ripped it off from me, which was repeated on several
But
things,
I
will
didn't
know.
rip it off from you because I don't read Claret and you, so I didn't know
Right,
you'd
but a
write
lot-
one. And anyway, I thought you'd retired.
I did. I
Frank.
came out of retirement for
It
one
comes
day.
every
Oh,
week.
right.
But the
Yeah.
One day a week.
calculations I did were quite unique from the euro to pounds. So anyone who's copied it, because I put in euros and in pounds, I'll know if it came originally from me.
Well, it's 14.9 million.
I didn't add it all up, but I also looked at the ticket money. Did you look at the ticket money?
No, did you not listen to what I said? How
What?
much money have we made
Prize
in prize
money. Prize money.
Right. So, right. So, did I look at the ticket money?
No.
Prize money?
Did you look at the TV pool money?
No. Listen.
I just looked at prize money.
Prize money. Yeah. And how many coefficient points have we got?
I don't know. Tell me.
I think it's 20 or 21 now.
I'm going to look whether you're right on the 14 million. Are you talking euros or are you talking pounds?
That
a
really
good question.
good question. On one that I will tell you when I feel like it.
Yeah, because you don't know. Yeah.
I shall consult with my source now. I've got a sneaky feeling it was euros.
Yeah, I have a thing as well. So because I'm just looking at it now, total prize money, I make £8.6 million, and that's because
that pays for 4 Craig Dawsons.
£3 million for qualifying for Europe. Right, you got 521,000 for each win, and 173 for each draw. So that's 2.25 million because we had 4 wins and 1 draw. We then got 910,000 for finishing top of the group. We then received a 990,000 for reaching the round of 16,
It's
and then
euros.
for reaching the quarterfinals. Sorry, for winning the quarterfinals is 1.5 million. If you add it all up, it's 8.6 million. That is not 14 euros. You've done your calculations wrong.
Hold up. Can I just point out, I think it's you that's done your calculations wrong because I've consulted with my source right now who has listed the prize money given to all 237 football clubs that have entered European competition this season, starting with Valmiera FC and Uratu, who got 250 grand for appearing in whatever early qualifiers, all the way up to West Ham is currently in 37th position for prize money.
Is it prize money? Because they also give out, Europa give out pool TV money as well.
No,
Well,
what
it's a
part
public
of
fact.
prize
Alright,
money do you
it's
not
a
understand?
public fact how much money. I've just read it out. That's how much money's given out. So I don't know how you get 14 million euros.
Well,
Some
it's
people,
listed prize money. Yeah?
people wrongly think we automatically get the knockout round, but we don't get that. 'Cause
But this
we
is a
skip straight
financial
over.
website, Sean.
It's wrong because I got mine from UEFA. UEFA's website is very clear. I'll show you where you went wrong. Anyway, the semi-final winners will get 2.8 million euros. And the winners of Europa will get 8.6 million euros. The runners-up get 4.6 million euros. But of course, if you get a Champions League place, that's worth a minimum of 40 million on top of that. So there you go. Everything to play for. Back to the football. George.
Well, you say that. Hold up. I'll
Go
just
on.
pick you up, yeah? Because Malmo FF Football Club,
Yeah.
who got beat by Nottingham Forest in 1979 European Cup final, who were managed by an Englishman, a 32nd in the list, only played Champions League football and only got 19.9 million.
Oh, right. Okay. Did they
Euros.
qualify for the group stage?
Yeah, because they're 32nd in the list.
I am surprised at that. Because usually, going on what Kieran Maguire doesn't get it all right, 40 million is around what a Premier League club would achieve.
Because
Maybe it's about the TV rights for a Premier League club. I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
this is just prize money given by UEFA.
Right,
Yeah,
I wasn't
so the
just
top
talking about
32
prize
places.
money. I was talking about what it's worth to get in the Champions League group phase.
Yeah,
And that's
well,
worth about
yeah, but
40
they're in
million.
the Champions League and they've banked 19.983
In prize money. Yeah.
in prize money.
Right.
Euros.
Okay, predictions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And we got 21 coefficient
Oh,
points.
well done. Well done.
And club coefficient points is
That's
21
good.
as well.
That's good. So, let's talk football.
There you go.
Lyon. Kings of Lyon. I think we've got our title, haven't we? Kings
Oh,
of
please.
Lyon.
I've fucking heard it every 10 minutes all fucking
I know,
week.
but we've picked our title already. Kings of Lyon.
I'd rather Ballon Dawson.
Oh, yeah. All right, we've got another
it's
contender.
another one. Fuck's sake.
But if you have to pick,
Yeah, which one would it be?
Something might happen between now and then that changes the name.
Yeah, good.
You've got to go through
Um,
the process, fellas.
All right, so let's start with George. George, have you ever had a happier night than last Thursday?
yeah.
Oh,
But
maybe you should tell us about that. Or
in
is it-
footballing terms, probably not. I
Yeah.
think
Blimey, you
It
ain't
was-
lived.
it was a well.
He's
well,
young,
From a,
he's young.
From a football point of view, I don't think I have. I'm trying to wrap my brains. I said to you, Sean,
Yeah.
when we beat Seville, as we left the stadium, I said the only thing that comes close to that for me was when Modibo Maiga scored the winning header at White Hart Lane in
Yeah,
the
that
Carabao
was a
Cup.
good-
Yeah, that
fourth
was a
round.
good night, that wasn't it?
That was a great night in the rain.
Totally unexpected.
But
Not the
yeah,
rain. Or the goal.
the rain was expected. So yeah, I don't think I have, but it was obviously.
Were you nervous going into that
I
game?
was a little bit. Just because I thought it was a massive opportunity, and to be honest, I wasn't feeling that confident, and I think that's what made it even better for me. Was I wasn't feeling like I wasn't certain that we were going to get a result. Never am, but particularly because of the injuries we had and being away from home in Europe, I thought this could be it. This could be the end, but I couldn't have been more wrong. Every single player on that pitch played out of their skin, and I was a very happy and proud West Ham fan on Thursday night.
Yeah. 3-0 for those who missed it.
I don't think anyone
I
listening
don't
missed it.
think, yeah.
Dawson, obviously, with a first just before, 7 minutes before half time. Rice on the stroke of half time, 1 minute before, and obviously Bowen just after the second half started.
It did have the feeling of one of those special nights, didn't it? Especially when Rice scored.
And it took the
That
nerves
when he
away.
did.
At half time, you thought, you know, we
Yeah.
can't even cook this up, and I had to stop myself from saying that.
And I know I've been accused of reading into this too far, but his celebration and what he did and the way he
Mm.
showed the love to the badge and ran to the other end of the pitch with the fans, and it was just all
We're going to talk
perfect.
about it. We're going to
wasn't
talk
Yeah,
about a
we
little
need to talk
update on
about
him
that.
later.
it? Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. Len,
Hello, mate.
Kings of Leon, French. I don't know. Come on, what other cliches can we use? What other cliches was there around?
I don't know.
Lyon
victory in
Hearts.
France. We can't you just say we won? Do you have to, put a sort of
That is a bit
headline
boring,
on
Jay.
it? Yeah, I know. Okay.
We won.
What do you want to? Yeah, we
Well,
won.
did we do better? Or
Victory in Europe.
did they just surrender? I mean, I asked this question.
I never
a
thought
lot.
they're particularly good.
What
No.
about VE
they
Day
always
then?
had, VE Day, if you like, but that's for the final, isn't it? Hey, I never thought. I thought they had a bit of a attacking threat, but I never thought they had much gumption about them. In either leg, they didn't look like they wanted it.
I thought they did in the first leg. I'm going to disagree with you. I thought they
Really?
looked quite good in the first leg,
I
and I
did
know
think
we
they
went
looked
down
hungry.
to 10 men.
No, I'm not saying they weren't good.
But, you
They
know,
didn't
the
have any
old
quality.
Winker, bloody Winker, Dembele, you know.
I'm not saying they didn't have the quality. I'm saying is they just didn't have the
And
hunger.
I'll go one step further. I think the game changed when they hit the post, you know, the crossbar. You know, the game could have been so different
Yeah.
if that had gone in.
Yeah, of course.
So, you know, we always say it's a game of inches. And that's proved, you know. They hit the crossbar, you know, and it could have gone either way in that. You know, I don't think we dominated in that first half. But when Dawson steps up, it was one way after that. The heads went down.
Yeah.
And I just
They
didn't
didn't
see him
want
getting
it.
back in it, you know. And you know, I must admit, and I don't mind it, you know, there's not many times in my life I've cried, right? One of them is
Oh, don't.
I did. I shed a tear when the
Oh.
second goal came in. I got a bit emotional. I got a
Behave.
bit emotion, and I did shed a slight tear. I mean, I didn't bawl out, but
Goodness
you know,
sake.
I did. I got a bit emotional when the second goal went in. I don't mind admitting. It's quite modern for a man to show his emotions nowadays, you know, Jay.
In the old days, I could say something, but I don't think I'm really
We'll
allowed.
move on to you. Let's go with stat attack, right? West Ham had just 32% of the possession, with Lyon having 68. We had 10 shots, 6 on target. They had 17 shots, only 3 on target. 4 corners for us, 3 corners to them. Nigel, did you cry?
No.
Did you get emotional?
Well, what do you mean emotional?
Or did you get overexcited?
Well, I mean, as much as, yeah, it made me jump up out of my seat. Well, the third goal, actually, made me jump out of my seat. And I'm watching it on my own and, like, you know, shout out, you know, fucking come on. And, you know, and other
The dog
I
looks
lads.
think
at
I
you.
said the same thing.
Yeah,
actually,
you know,
the
and
third one.
probably
Fuck.
if we
How
know
you
that-
have to
Your Man
fucking
City
have
supporting
that.
wife Sam didn't want to watch it then.
No, so I watch it on my own. She's upstairs, and you get the old, you know, keep it down.
Keep it down.
Even though it couldn't have been that loud because she thought we'd only won 2-0. I went, no, you didn't hear the third goal then. That's the one when I made the real noise. So, but, you know, but yeah,
She
I
says you
can't
still
say.
haven't. By the way, I got a message from her yesterday. You haven't still finished the snagging of the kitchen.
No, I moved on to other things.
Of course.
The third goal got John out of his chair as well.
Oh, you
yeah.
were with him, were you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably put him back in it.
Ah.
Helped him back in. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, the back. But, you know, it was... I mean, and if you look at it, and this is what I will say about it, why should we be excited about it? Because if you look back in the history of West Ham abroad, playing in European competitions, we've not actually won that many games
Yeah.
on foreign soil in competition, and that is probably surpasses the Mets victory as the
Yeah.
best of the bunch.
I thought you were going to say the opposite. I thought you were going to say we still haven't won anything.
No, what I'm saying, but what you got to remember is when we won the European Cup Winners' Cup, we didn't win it on the continent, did we? We won it at Wembley.
That is right, yeah.
So, and that is why that game actually surpasses all the other times we've played European competition on the continent as probably the greatest.
That's what I'm saying. From my point of view, it's probably by far and away the best night in West Ham history for me.
Yeah, well, yeah, I wouldn't go that far, and that's the thing because, and the reason why I'm not poo-pooing you,
Think of
George.
my
'cause-
30
no,
years. What would you put above that?
No, and that's why I look at it
FA
and go,
Cup final.
it's
what?
Semi-finals
difficult
in
for
FA
you.
No,
Cup.
No,
we're
I
talking an evening, weren't we? You asked me,
Evening,
is
right?
it my
Okay.
best night?
Yeah, very
Yeah,
fair
I
enough.
can see.
But we lost
I
the
can-
FA Cup final.
Yeah, no.
No, we didn't.
Still
we lost the
hurts.
penalty shootout.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
get this right. Let's
We're
not
still
give you
losing
too
the
much.
final. I'm sorry, but that's
Yeah,
the way
we
it
just-
works.
Well, we didn't lose the game. We just
If you
didn't
said,
bring
did
the
we
cup
lose
home.
the game
We
in
drew.
90 minutes?
Yeah, we drew. Yeah.
Uh,
But anyway, and that's the thing, for your generation. Well, look, anyone under the age of 45, which is a fair proportion of the West Ham fan base, I would think now, has never seen West Ham actually win something tangible. And it's a sad state of affairs when you look at these Deloitte league tables of the richest 25 clubs in Europe. And you look at the clubs that we're in with, obviously we're in that bracket, and you think we're one of the only clubs there to have never won their league title. So we are in the top 25 of the biggest clubs in Europe. And our cabinet is frankly still a wall cabinet. It's that bad on actually winning tangible things.
we won the Cup Winners' Cup.
No, yeah, but Sean, we've won. What have we won? 4 trophies of note. Yeah, of note. I'm not going to include the West Ham Charity Cup that they won in 1900.
Into
or
Tota
whatever.
Cup. Are you going to include that?
No, I don't.
Doesn't
I'm
sound like it
joking.
does.
I don't include. You might throw
So
in
you're
a fifth.
saying,
tell
hang
you
on. Let's
I'm a
just
bit
go
harsh.
through
Hold
them.
up. Let
Five.
me come in the fifth. We did share the Charity Shield in 1964 with Liverpool.
How
So
about the
perhaps I'm
World
being
Cup
a bit
in
harsh.
1966?
No, that is not not a West Ham trophy.
Oh, isn't it? I thought it was.
No, well, yeah, but you said
I'm joking. 3 FA Cups and the Cup Winners' Cup is what you're
and the
counting,
Charity
yeah?
Shield. I'll
And-
throw
and
in
you're
the
giving
Charity Shield 'cause we
half a
shared
Charity Shield.
half a Charity Shield. We had it for 6 months.
How about the Wartime Cup?
No, because I don't think that was paid as a full tournament.
Okay.
It was a bit of a weird anomaly.
I think we won the Betway Cup once.
That's
Quit
when
it
you've
now,
been in the
Sean, eh?
final of that as many times as we
Yeah,
have.
I'm-
Sean. I only win it once or twice.
I'm
It's
just
really
being
poor.
funny.
No,
Right.
you're not. We keep telling you this.
I know.
You're not.
No,
I know you head's all a buzz because some Australian liked you and
And-
John at the supporters club stuck
Yeah.
up for you. But
Yeah.
just remember, 75% of the listeners still think you're a prick.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway,
And presenters.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just going to ignore you.
If you want to find one of presenter, don't think you're a prick.
We
Sean.
move-
Go look in the mirror.
We move on. We move on to Germany. Oh, just I spoke to a number of people while they're out there. I'm not going to name them all, but I was speaking to a number of people out on Lyon, and great. And I bumped into Dodsey on Sunday, who said the saying now is you're not there unless you had a selfie taken with Tony Cottee.
Yeah.
If you notice, everyone had a selfie taken.
Yeah.
Did he have a picture taken with every single fan that was out
Well,
there?
the funny thing about it was, right, I think it was lunchtime when I went on the Twitter while I was eating my lunch or something, and it was almost like a photo sequence. You could see where Tony was moving through that pub.
Yeah, I know.
You can see the people
Bless him.
behind did previously had their photo. I bet he's thinking himself, I just want to have a beer.
Yeah.
Crack on with me, mate.
Do you know, fair play to him, though. Fair
He's
play
good
to
fella,
him.
his Tone, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I'll just mention someone else. Colton Cole on Sunday was walking past and everyone started singing his name, and he stopped and stayed for selfie with everybody who wanted one at the front of the West Stand. You know, a lot of people had just walked off or done one or two. He stayed there for a good 10 minutes as he had a picture taken with every kid who asked one, or any grown up who wanted a picture taken with him.
Yeah,
I've got a lot of time for Colton Cole.
yeah, I like Colton.
So we move on to Frankfurt. I've got a hotel. I haven't got a flight yet. I've been trying hard. Do you know what? I'll tell a funny story.
It ain't
George, well, it is
It's
funny.
not that funny.
George
But it's not.
says to me, right? George says to me, we're 2-0 up, or were we 3-0 up at the time, George?
I think it was 3. It was when Bowen's goal
He
went
said,
in.
right, they've scored the third goal. He said, should we get tickets?
Book it.
They're
Yeah.
118 quid. I go, yeah, okay. I said, well, what was the Barcelona were 2-0 down at the time, or whatever, maybe even 3-0 down, I don't know. And I tried to book it, and he said, yeah, book it, and it just said, no, sorry, those flights are now gone. So I said to him, are you sure? Right, let's go. So getting closer to full time, and then I found tickets for 180 quid. So I booked them, and I got to check out. It said no, not available. So then it gets to full time. I find some for 190. Get to the basket, gone. Anyway, cut a long story short, the last time I tried to get tickets, right, at £290 return, the basket said, I'm sorry, the price has changed. The tickets you want are now priced at £928, and I sent you a screenshot. Outrageous, the price. So let me tell you a little story.
No,
then.
yeah, you're right. It is funny.
So John Ratomski, I was talking to on Sunday at the supporters club, and he said we learnt from the Liverpool fans. He said what they do is they buy a cheap flight to both the two semi-finals ahead of it, right? And they find it's cheaper to buy two semi-final. I mean, that's a lot of faith, to be honest. They buy the semi-final tickets before the prices go up.
Yeah, but if you're a Liverpool fan, there's a good chance, you're gonna.
But I know a number of people who did that, and I think John was one of them. John and Dodsey were some of them. They
saw
bought
a
sort
lot
of
of people-
£70 tickets, way ahead of the time.
I saw a lot of people on Twitter who are getting together to watch it in Barcelona.
Well, funny you should
They all
say that
booked their
because our
flights and hotels,
our good
yeah.
friend Big Keith, who listens to the podcast, hello Keith, has tickets to Barcelona. He went.
Does he?
My
They'd
tickets,
have a nice
my
time.
£150 tickets to Barcelona, are looking expensive now. He said to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's looking to fly from Barcelona to Frankfurt, maybe.
He's going to show the sort of demand that's getting
Well,
the
he-
scarcity of the ticket situation.
Well, here are. Look at the. I'm sure you know, but in the first hour of the Frankfurt home tickets going on sale, 14,000 were sold between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. in the first hour. That's a complete record. I'm surprised the website stayed up. I think there were queues. I don't know. I haven't found out an update how many sold, but tomorrow they go on sale. 2 extra.
So when have
per
we got
season
season
ticket.
ticket holders have got then?
Tomorrow at 4 p.m. But here's an interesting thing. They've slightly changed things, and a few people are annoyed at it. Because not only season ticket holders can buy at 4 p.m. tomorrow,
Yeah, club members.
club members and who else? This will get your
Priority list.
priority list. Anyone who pays a tenner, including a German, will have priority as well.
Oh,
See, and this is
So
the
they're
thing.
they
taking
thought
they're
that
taking
through.
they're taking a £10 payment just to get jump the queue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but but this is season ticket priority list, is it not?
Yeah, but anyone
Yeah.
can do that, mate.
No,
yeah, but if
no.
there's a
And
priority list,
Could I-
then a German would be at the back, Sean.
No,
You can't
it
beat
doesn't work
anybody.
that way. It's a
you're on
priority
the list,
list.
you're getting in.
You'll get by just joining the list for 10 quid. You get priority to buy a ticket on for the home game.
but this is the thing where the club need to be really after when it became noticed when Frankfurt was celebrating at the final whistle, and when all the Barcelona
Yeah.
fans left the ground, and there was 25,000 Germans still
Yeah,
in
I
the
know.
stadium celebrating, and even the president, Laporte, came out and said, "How did Barcelona?" This would be like David Sullivan coming out after a game where 25% of the ground was away fans, going, "Well, how did this happen?" And you
Yeah.
think, well, because you allowed it, your system
Yeah.
allowed it. So West Ham needs to be on their
Well,
guard.
they say they've come out in the London Standard to say this is not going to happen at the London Stadium, but how are they going to stop it happening? I
Well,
don't know.
the
All I
thing-
can say is there's going to be a lot of disappointed people. I would say the tickets are going to sell out tomorrow immediately when it opens up +2. And a lot of, I'm desperate to get a ticket on my ticket. I'm getting one for John and George. And I really hope I can get it for them. But everyone's going to be trying to get on at the same time.
Yeah, I've got to try and get one for my nephew who's going to come down from up
I
north.
hope you don't let us down,
I'll
Sean.
give-
I hope I
I'll
don't let
give
you
it-
down as
I'll
well.
give it a miss, I think.
Well, you could get
I
your
know you
ticket.
can say- I knew you were going to say that.
You could get your
I
ticket
knew
and
you were
sell
going to
it
say
on.
that, Sean.
Yeah,
I put you right in it, didn't I?
yeah.
I thought you were
I'll buy
all
your
about...
ticket. I'll buy your ticket.
I won't even done anything else. I'm going to get through to the doodah thing through the website.
Yeah, but you've got a reserve ticket up to tomorrow. I'll buy it from you.
You see, you're two-faced, didn't you?
No, I'm not two-faced.
Well, you are two-faced.
I will
because
make
you
sure
always
it
go
goes
on
to
about...
someone. It will go to a West Ham fan, not a German. I'm not looking to
Well,
sell it to a
last
German.
time you did that for someone, the person that you bought it for said serious offers only on Twitter.
And he sold it for face value, right? He sold. I
Oh.
bought 6 tickets to help people out last time. They're all sold to West Ham fans, and he sold it for face value.
Yeah.
He showed me.
All right, Stan Flashman, calm down.
Yeah.
Right,
I'll
anyway,
just duck out. Go about business.
I'm hoping that we all get tickets to go, and I really hope that I can get a Frankfurt ticket to go away as well. But I know I'm probably pushing that one.
Yeah.
We've all got our flights now and
Save
return
it
flights.
for the final. Save it for the
Yeah,
final.
we're getting our Seville flights. We've got
Say
our
it quietly.
booked. Yeah,
Say it
shh,
quietly.
shh, shh, shh. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to Burnley. We've played Burnley without Sean Dyche. Have you heard these rumours going around? I'm not sure we could repeat
Yes.
them about Sean Dyche. They've got to be rubbish, haven't they?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
What about it? About it's not out?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course they are.
How do these rumours get started?
It's internet generally.
Some idiot makes it up and puts it on a website, Sean.
Yeah,
Yeah. Ring a bell, Sean.
not me on this time. Anyway, we respect the point. Let's start with you, George. Respect the point. A little bit of hangover.
I mean, on the face of it, if you look at it without any other fixtures around it, it's a terrible result. I know they got a bit of not new manager, but
I don't even
Not
know who
old
was in
manager
charge.
bounce.
Who was in charge?
there's like 4 of them, weren't there? Like,
Michael
was there?
Jackson.
like, yeah, he was, wasn't he? And Ben Mee and all sorts. On the face of it, it was an awful result. I didn't get to see much of it, if I'm honest. So I'm probably not best to comment on the game itself. I did see I saw it up until about the injury. I think the injury changed it a bit, didn't it, from what I'm hearing? And maybe swung it their way a little bit for a while. But yeah, like I said, on the face of it, without any other fixtures in and around it, it's an awful result. But we got bigger fish to fry at the minute, and I looked at it and thought, oh well, save it for Frankfurt
Yeah. Yeah.
or even Chelsea.
Point to
away.
point. It was just a shame after, Spurs being beat by Brighton and Arsenal being beat by Southampton.
Yeah.
And nearly Norwich doing over United. There seemed to be we get an opportunity, like results go our way, and then we cock it up,
But how much of an opportunity is it?
Like a cock up.
How much of an opportunity is it? Because even with them dropping points, and even if we picked up points, we've
Well-
still got a bit of ground to make up, haven't we? And I think, given the injuries in the squad, which I'm sure we'll come on to,
we are.
and the other bigger fixtures we've got still to come towards the end of the season. Now, I don't see us
Well,
making up that ground.
Let's talk
So-
about flashpoints.
Flashpoints.
Flashpoints. Obviously, the game was maybe changed by the horrific injury sustained by Ashley Westwood.
Well remembered.
Thank you. Or I called him Westworld.
I'm sure you
on,
called him more.
on
It was Ainsley Westworld.
I mean, he didn't replay it, but I think he tackled Vlasic, didn't he? You probably saw it better at home.
Yeah,
than
I
we
mean, it
did.
was. I used the word innocuous when I was explaining it to someone. And
Ooh.
what does that mean? It was. There wasn't much about it, was there? It was just a bit of a coming together, and like you say, I haven't seen many replays of it. The replay angle of it doesn't really show much of the impact.
Yeah.
Um,
But there must. I mean, you sent us a picture with the foot pointing the wrong way, and someone said it was a compound fracture, which
I think that was Nigel that sent that one.
was it? Yeah.
Mm.
Awful.
Yeah, was it? I mean, it was clearly-
horrifying
clearly a bad
enough
injury.
for, Vlasic to burst into tears, man of the people, and a lot of, a lot of the players to hold their head in their hands. So they must have seen something.
Well, his ankle was pointing in a different direction to his leg.
Yeah, that's never
Yeah.
good, is it, in football
No, it's
terms?
probably quite a distressing sight, particularly for professional footballers, and they're thinking,
Yeah.
"Oh, I just ruined his career." Yeah, I have sympathy for everyone involved, and when it's a challenge like that, it's not nice. A bit like the Leeds one, wasn't it, with Harvey Elliott? The guy from Leeds didn't mean to break his leg, and that
Yeah,
ended up getting sent off for that, didn't he?
yeah. So let's talk about the penalty. Was it? I mean, first of all,
ask
we
me
thought
this
it was
question.
offside, but then
Or someone else.
Keith said, "Hang on a minute, you can't be offside in your own half."
So hold up, you thought it was offside,
No, my
What?
son thought it was offside.
but he
Oh,
ran
he
from
put
his
the
own
blame on
half.
his son.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
but you probably needed a replay to see it from where me and
Yeah,
Sean were sitting.
yeah.
We can't
Oh,
see that bit.
I saw it. Well, I didn't think it was offside.
I thought we had a ball in our area. Did you see that? I thought we might have got a penalty. And then when they started checking VAR, when it said checking foul, I thought this could be ours because theirs was a clear penalty. Wasn't it? It didn't need VAR, did it? Or
No, it didn't.
Well,
need
why was
VAR.
it checking on a foul then?
well, we thought it might have been a handball
Yeah.
at our end.
I think they have to check it as a rule. To be
Oh,
honest, I think
maybe.
they have to just make sure that
Except when we get it.
Well, so,
Fabianski hadn't nicked
George,
the
was
ball
it a
quickly.
penalty?
Don't
With-
ask me this question.
you said, because you didn't see it.
Yeah, it was a penalty, Sean.
Well, why is that?
Definite
Did you go to a cup of tea or something early, or you didn't watch the
No,
game
I was.
at
I
all?
was. I watched it on my phone when I could. I was
Ah,
Easter Sunday family duties.
oh, of course, you did say
Sean?
that earlier.
Sean,
Yeah.
it was definitely a penalty, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but he missed it.
I know, I know he missed it, and it was an
Ah.
awful miss as
Well,
well.
why are you asking him if it's a penalty for? Everyone saw it was a penalty.
Well, I didn't. The crowd
ya?
didn't act like it, we were hard
Well, of
done
course
by.
you. Well, no, because you
No.
weren't. But it was a confusing
Never.
moment because we claimed for a penalty because it looked like handball. I haven't seen a replay of that since, actually. It broke away. Was there a bad pass there in him? Was it from Johnson? Remember that right? Or
Yeah, it was a
Anyway,
bad.
it
The
broke
ball
away.
broke out, and Johnson sort of cushioned it, but it went straight to
yeah,
out,
and
out
the
wide.
moment that happened, it was like, we look in trouble very quickly, and there's only one way this could be stopped, and we saw that happen, which is him bringing down. So yeah,
Well,
penalty.
Second half, I must admit, I was second half. I thought I can see us losing this. I wasn't very optimistic until, the Lanzini through to Souček, a header, levelled it up.
It's more of a
Was
shoulder.
it a
wasn't
header?
Was it a shoulder?
Well, it come off
Yeah.
his chest. But
All right,
Yeah,
again,
it looked
other
like
end.
that.
So
was it Lanzini or Creswell?
it was Lanzini.
Lanzini.
Oh, was it?
He
But
got
I
that bit
thought,
right, to be fair.
to be fair, after we scored the goal, we missed all our chances. We had
Yeah.
a number of chances to kill it off, and take
Or-
the points.
All good goalkeeping. rather
Well,
than
In
yeah.
some cases,
He was
yeah.
on fire.
Oh,
wasn't he?
Pope was. He was the man of the match without a doubt.
Yeah.
He's
But
very
some
good.
poor finishing as well. I mean, I think we could all name an ex-West Ham striker that could have got a hat-trick that day. And then you're not talking about
Which
the
one? Go on
performance
then,
at
let's
all.
name him.
Oh, I'll start. I'll say Tony Cottee.
I thought you were going to say David Cross, your mate.
Yeah, he probably would have as well. But I'm trying to think if there was any crosses that come in. Not that it was all in the air. Yeah, 2 then. Ashton might have got
Well,
3. Bobby Zamora might have got 3.
My son Finley said to me, the problem is we had too much possession. We should have been at the Lyon game. We do better when we haven't got possession. I said, the old thing, if they haven't got the ball, they can't score. West Ham had 61%. Burnley had 39% possession. We had 21 shots, 8 on target. That's a lot of shots on target. They had 9 shots, 1 on target. Which must be the one that went in.
Yes.
We had, this is the big stat, 13 corners to their 4. We should have won it. I'm sorry, but
We should
Yeah,
have scored
bad finishing.
13 goals according to Sky Sports. We
Yeah.
just score goals for fun from corners.
Nigel, anything to add on Burnley, the Clarets, Big Sam's new team? We were singing, what were we singing? You've got Big Sam.
Have they?
Well, apparently he's
Would be
being
like
lined up to take
match made in
over.
heaven.
Right,
wouldn't
let's hope they go down then. Anything to add? I mean, there's a strange reaction that happens on social media.
It's not real life.
Well, you
Fucking
say it's
idiot.
not real life, but it's enough of real people. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
I
a
know, but-
proliferation now of YouTube channels and people on Twitter that build up big followings, and they for some reason want to pick apart every defeat as if it's an
It gets
impending
attention,
doom.
doesn't it? And then
Yeah, but-
the platform encourages that, and it gets more seen more, and then it just goes on
Content,
and on and on.
as
from there,
Len has said before, it's all about content.
No, but
It's
sure,
all
no,
content.
it's not about content.
That's why I'm out the
this is
content
thing.
game, you know me.
Well, you're not out the content game because
Yeah, I
you
am.
keep fucking writing,
As
Sean.
he
No, I
records a
didn't. I had
podcast.
Yeah.
content. Oh yeah, damn.
You know,
Yeah.
there are certain, you know, what's the best way to put it? You know, there's certain channels that, I get sent these clips, and I'm thinking there's a reason why I don't follow these people, because they're fucking idiots. Excuse my French, Steve. But and then you get told, oh, they've said this and they've said that, and years ago we would have looked at these people and gone, you're a twat,
yeah.
and told them
Oh,
where to go.
we still do. Privately.
Yeah, but not enough people do, though, innit?
Yeah, but you can't just be telling it to me all the time. You've got to talk to other people.
No, but that's the thing, you got to be nice to people. And the thing I don't get is, and this is what I find funny, because some of them I've seen where people have had to go back and then they've like deleted the comment or, and you think to do what we do, we've got to have an ego, because every West Ham fan's got an opinion. And generally, might be a little bit different to with the opinion that everybody else has got. Where sort of our ego comes in, and we're all got to admit it.
Well,
I'll
you
admit
got
it.
an ego. I ain't got an ego.
Well, you say you ain't got an ego, but then you go on a podcast and you want people to listen to what you say. There's a bit of an ego there about that. You want people to
I never
listen.
want to talk about the fucking game.
No, but
You just want to talk about yourself.
No, that would be an ego. No, I don't. I want to talk about what I'm selling.
No,
you're
yeah,
painting.
but see what I'm saying? It might only be slight, and others have got more of an ego than what some of the people have. But the one thing I always struggled with is that when people will criticise me, I took it on the chin, because my mantra was, if you're gonna put your head above the parapet, be prepared to
Yeah,
take an
too
arrow in the eye.
What did you say then? I missed this.
No, I just don't get how though we've got to this situation where people just lose it on Twitter.
Yeah, because they are.
I miss the abuse I get on Twitter, but I just stay off there after games all the time. It just
No, but I'm not
I've
talking
lost
about
interest.
you, Sean.
No, I'm just talking
There's
about in
people on
general.
there.
There is a meltdown, and I'm so over that kind of thing. I used to bait them, and I used to do stuff, but do you know what? I've lost the fun of that anymore. And I'm not just talking about me. I'm just saying.
It makes me cringe a little bit.
Yeah.
To be
Oh,
honest,
I
all of
agree.
it. It's just a bit like just.
It's like a meltdown, and I don't get anything out of it anymore. It used to be good sport, but I don't get
But it
anything.
ain't. But there's a sizable amount of people. You know, it does get a bit boring when every time we don't win, they go, "Oh, it's because of January."
Yeah, I know.
You know, and you
Oh,
think,
yeah.
fuck
Oh,
off.
someone
will
said
ya?"
that. Oh,
Sorry,
Yeah,
Who's
but
But,
the thing is though, Nigel, you just dictated the tone of how they said it. They might not mean it. That's just how it comes across. I mean, we all know people, right? Who, when we meet them, I mean, we're not going to name names, but there was one a couple of weeks ago that you said was you were chatting to who says nice bloke, but over social media, he comes across as a fucking idiot, and that's not the real guy, is it? The real guy has got to be the guy that you sort of.
No, Paul
Talk to the
Turner's
pub.
a nice bloke.
Ah, you see, you got to be. There wasn't Paul Turner.
It was Andy Austin.
Oh.
But you know what? It's not just social media. Look, I know a number of people, and I'm not going to name them, that are at the ground, not far away from me, and in the supporters club, and on trains, who say a similar thing that they're. So it's just amplification of
Yeah,
what
of course
people are
it is.
saying,
The
and the people who hate just go, well, it's just because the club didn't spend money in January, and you go, it was David Moyes' decision. Oh, well, that's very convenient now. No, it was the truth at the time. Well, you're always going to back the ball. And I go, no, he was given the money. It's a matter of fact. He decided not to spend it.
Hold on, and this is the thing. You say it's a matter of fact. I'm not going to put it. And this is the thing. Where is this fact?
Well,
Yeah, we never know. You know,
Where-
it
and-
might have
and-
been a great decision not to sign one, but that can't be proven.
well, I think he's come out and said it himself. The reason I say it's a matter of record is
Yeah, but he would
David
say that to
Moyes.
stick up for
Oh,
his
come on!
owners,
So hang on. The manager himself says this is nothing to do with the board. It was
Yeah, I
my
don't believe
decision,
him.
and you
Yeah,
still
they've
go,
paid him.
don't believe
Yeah,
him.
they've paid him to say that.
He's got a gun to his head. It's
Dewsbury
under
out.
duress. Oh, piss off. Anyway, let's move on. Two bits
Yeah.
of news. Two bits of news. The first bit of news, and a lot of people, and my son's been saying to me tonight, I told you. We saw Issa Diop take a knock, and he seemed to be struggling. And weirdly, we were talking, saying, what the hell is he bringing Soufal on? You know, there was seconds left, and you're thinking, no, we want to win this. Why would you bring Soufal on? And Diop's struggling, and my son said to me, he's in trouble. He's out for a long time. We're going to be in real trouble with centre backs. And I went, oh,
Yeah, you do
how
know,
can you
don't you?
tell that, right?
No, you do know. You can.
Well,
tell.
Oh, Sean, you could see from the
But I
first
didn't know
moment.
he'd be out for the season. It's very convenient.
Well, we ain't
now.
got long left, have we?
Sean, he's
It's
out
April,
for the
end
season.
of April.
So
He's only got
anyway,
5 league
no
games
one was
left.
talking to it until last night on Twitter. It started going, he's out for the season. He's out for the season. First of people on Twitter were saying ACL.
Hold up. Right, let's get. So since you want to pull it apart,
Go
and
on.
bearing in mind what I've just said, what people on Twitter? How did this come out?
Rumours on Twitter were saying he's torn his ACL
And
and he's
where
out for
did
the
these
Hang
season.
on, he's got
rumours
to come from somewhere
originate
else.
from?
I don't know.
Oh fuck!
Oh,
off.
you
Or
do
and
know.
I don't, because I've not been on any of the forums, so I don't know where the ACL comment. You can tell me. I'm really
you
oblivious.
do.
No, I don't.
I've heard about it on YouTube.
Well, tell me. I'm seriously. I was away for the weekend, by the way, so I don't know any of this. I was away in Windsor.
Oh, shut up! You was telling us what was going on.
I don't know
You
where
weren't
the
telling
ACL
me.
rumour came from. Right? You can tell me where the ACL rumour came from. But then...
What on air? Do you want me to tell you where I heard
well,
the ACL rumour?
maybe not.
Well, right, maybe not.
But then I was told, in fact, I'll tell you, X told me. He said no, it's Achilles, and that was confirmed by a senior source that said, yeah, He didn't say he was out for the season. He said he's got a worse injury than than Zuma. And I took that to mean, well, he's out for a long time. Unless Zuma's coming back, right? And he's coming back the week after. But he's sort of thinking it's worse than Zuma's, right? So that is your confirmation. So we're in trouble now, aren't we? We've got Zuma out. We've got Diop out. I know the club hasn't confirmed it itself, but I trust what I've been told. It doesn't matter whether it's his Achilles or ACL. We're in trouble, and we're either got to rely on Ogbonna coming back, who's been training on grass, or a different formation, or Elise coming in. I don't know what the other options are. I mean, what do we do for Chelsea, and what do we do for Frankfurt? I don't know. Answers on a postcard, please, boys.
Well, it's
Okay.
not up to us. It's down to Moyes. What we do?
Drop
In it.
Rice back and bring in Noble or Krell.
See, I've been battling with this. I think Rice will be a big miss in midfield if you drop him back. But you can.
But could you play
feel more
Elise?
comfortable
And I
with
mean, it's not fair to put him in against Chelsea, is it?
Well, is it or isn't it? I don't know. Would he not thrive on that? Would you not want to play in that game if you were a professional footballer trying to get into the first team?
Yeah.
Who else
David
can play
Martin
centre
against
back?
Chelsea.
Who
We
else?
put Reece Oxford in against Arsenal.
Arsenal, yeah.
Who else
Creswell.
can put centre back? I was going to say,
Creswell.
Creswell can play centre back, so you could bring in.
Then you put Ben Johnson left
Bloody-
back.
Yeah.
Kufel might be good centre back. You don't know.
Yeah.
Look, the thing is, years ago,
No,
you just had to make do. And at the end of the day, if Rice has to play centre back, he's still on the pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll still be there. We've
Yeah.
got a plethora of midfield players. So it may be a bit more attacking looking. Fun enough, if you put Declan Rice at the back, you can bring in Ben Rama. You still have Lanzini, you'd bring in Fornals. So Fornals didn't start against Burnley. I think that's who we missed from the Burnley game.
Yeah.
But you bring in Fornals, so
He's
you could have
brilliant,
Fornals, Lanzini or Ben Rama, Bowen, Antonio, Souček, and then you have Rice in at the back with needs must at the end of the day. And
It just makes me
does
nervous
make me
for
laugh.
Frankfurt.
All these under 23 scouts. I mean, the crowd attendances for our under 23 games must be sellouts. Because
Yeah,
everybody's watched this Elise
Yeah, I know.
play, and he is head and shoulders above everybody else. And what I say to that
Who's
is,
saying that though?
There's
go
one.
across. They're all
Yeah,
out there, Sean.
I see one bellend. I can't remember his name. I think he's the Polish fucking kid who seems to put his point across that if you're an under 23 centre half, then you're naturally going to be better than someone that's in the team playing, being a right back or left back. Well, let me tell you something, son. You know fuck all, because they probably are. And I'll tell you who would know a bit more, David Moyes. Because
Oh, I've just remembered something really important actually when you use
What,
that
who
word.
told you that a cruciate ligament?
No, you can
remember
message
who it
me
was?
what that is. I met
Well, all right, I'll give you a clue. A, B, C, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. There's 2 letters there I didn't mention. I'll leave you to work it out, what you told.
anyway,
Can you start again? Anyway, what I will say, and the reason I interrupted Len, was I met your good mate BSB, Nigel.
Yeah, I
from
met him and
West
all.
Ham till I die with his mate. What's his mate's name?
Well, you called him Steve, but everybody else calls him Russ.
Russ. That's it, Russ. Sorry, Russ. I forgot your name. And BSB's son. And he said, "Will you have a word with Len and Nigel and say, cut out the swearing. It's not big. It's not clever.
Who's
There's no
BSB?
need for it." His name. He was a black cab before Uber came along. Cabbie, who hung around in West Ham Till I Die forums, taking pot shots at
Get
me.
the fuck off. Don't fucking bow down to anyone. Arsehole.
Yeah,
I must defend him because he's a really good mate of mine. So please,
It's alright, that's fucking fine. But,
Just
you know,
can't-
I don't
I-
tell him what to fucking do.
just calm down the swearing. We don't need cussing, right? I don't cuss at work, and I don't think it adds enough. So less
I was
cussing.
surprised to see our podcast listed as explicit.
Well, I had
must
to.
admit.
I've had to list it. as
I thought
explicit.
it was clean.
It
I
was
saw
clean.
the other day.
No,
was
I've
to-
It
changed
is
it to
explicit.
It
I've
was
ex-
for about 7 years, and then
Yeah.
Nigel
Then
joined.
I come along.
Anyway, sorry. Carry on without less cuss words.
Apologies for swearing. Well, for my swearing, I don't apologise for others.
Right. Where were we? Diop, he's out. Get on with it, etc. I want to have one more news story. Declan Rice. So, Declan Rice, let me tell you what I was told today.
What a boy!
Boy. So, Declan Rice, as we know, has been offered a record contract, and the most recent offer
Has he? I didn't know he could sing.
is £200,000 a week to sign a long-term contract.
Sean,
And
Sean-
I'm just going to carry on.
no, Sean,
What?
why? And this is the thing. Why would you say the figure?
I'm just saying.
I heard
I've
this
said the figure
already.
bit.
Someone
I know,
else said this
I know.
already.
It's out there. So it's £200,000 a week. He has said, right, and I think this is fair enough. He has said, I'm not interested in money. It doesn't matter what money you give me. I want to win stuff. I'd like to win it with West Ham, but if that's not possible, then I would like us to come up with some agreement. So the good news is that him and his father Sean has a gentleman's agreement with the club and David Moyes and directors that he will not leave this summer. He will stay next season. And if West Ham hasn't won stuff, then expect in his last year of his contract, and I think West Ham will have to do this, or they lose him for nothing, will then release him if a club comes in, a club that can win stuff. And I think that is fair enough. So my understanding is he won't leave this summer. Yes, it was a gentleman's agreement. It could be broken. But equally, he could have taken the 200 grand a week and broke it anyway. Contracts mean nothing. So fair play to him. And I think we saw Declan Rice kiss the badge. And he doesn't look like he's going to leave. He seems to be, we're seeing pictures of his missus again on social media after taking a little bit of a break.
All
And
happy there then.
all happy there, and I do think that he's not leaving this summer, and we've got another season with him, and I look, I don't have a problem with him wanting to win stuff, and I'm intrigued that he says it's not about money. I want to win stuff, and if that's really
You
true,
reckon
and I
you knew
hope
that,
it's
though,
true.
didn't you?
Well, I thought everyone has a price. If I'm honest, Len, I really did. I thought everyone has a price.
Well, whatever money is offered isn't going to make any difference to his lifestyle, is it?
No, true.
So it's.
But I think that's fair. I think it's. I've been told that now it's amicable between his agent, his dad, and the club, and they understand where both are.
I thought his dad was his agent.
His dad is his agent, yeah. So it's amicable, and we're not going to try and force him to sign a new contract.
But if what you're saying is true, I don't have a problem with any of that. I think it's.
I think it's the best outcome
for
we can
everyone.
have, and I don't think anyone would. I mean, we could still win something. I mean, this is the thing. We're two
What
games
happens?
away.
Yeah,
We're
what
two
happens?
games away from getting in the Champions League. Let's just
No,
think about
Sean,
it.
can I just
Two
point
wins.
it out?
Sorry,
You
two
keep
wins.
saying this.
Two wins.
You
Two
keep
wins.
saying this. We've
I
got
am-
3 games to play.
Yeah,
How
three-
do you work
yeah,
out
two
2
wins.
wins?
2 wins, though, because we could lose one and win the other one with 2 wins from
All right,
Champions League.
as another scenario, yeah,
on.
we could win none of them and still win the trophy.
Oh, but we still win them by doing.
Well, no, you don't.
penalty
It's
shootout.
not wins.
Penalties.
then.
Well, it
Penalties, it's not a
depends.
win.
He's a win, right? Winning
No,
a
he ain't.
penalty shootout is still a win.
Yeah, but
isn't it?
It
you
is.
don't win the game, do you? You just win the penalty
do.
shootout.
All right, we're 2 wins. I didn't say 2 games. We're 2 wins away from Champions League. That's what I want you to remember. Anyway,
But if you don't win the game, I will keep picking you up. If you don't win the game, it ain't a win.
Well, it doesn't. You do win the round. I'm not going to call it a game. You win the round by winning a penalty shootout. It's still a win. That's the way it works.
Whatever, anyway.
Anyway,
It ain't one
any
on the
other news
podcast.
before we move to? Have you got? We forgot away day rambles. Do you have one or not? No.
Oh, intercontinental way.
That is a way day roundup. No.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go to the website.
Man United look like they're getting a right bum.
Yeah, they are.
They're 2-0 up.
I'm watching it.
And they've got nothing. They've
They're
got
2-0
nothing.
down. What, Liverpool
2-0 down, yeah.
All right.
Liverpool just tearing them apart.
Anyway, let's try this again. Nigel's still not ready.
No, I'm ready. I'm waiting for you to go. It's Facebook, Twitter question
It's
time.
Facebook, Twitter question
Right.
time, where you, the late listeners, get to ask us, the four presenters, questions, which we will go completely off topic and not answer.
Yeah. And
Oh,
this
that have to be
new
questions either.
bloody thing. What's
Well, we
this
read
up
essays and
This-
without
this
questions.
Essay long opinions.
there? This Facebook. This Facebook shit now. You
Facebook
click on the
with
page.
question time.
No, this took me to some creation studio. I don't want a creation studio. Facebook.
Take three.
Take three.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Only 23 comments. First up is Nigel Khan.
Oh,
And Nigel says, Sean, West Ham's prize money in UEFA, they received 3.632 million
again.
euros for the group stage.
Yeah.
For the 10-year coefficient ranking, they got 1,056,000 euros. 4 wins gave them 2.520 million euros. They got 210 grand for the one draw.
Yeah.
Undistributed amount is 312,000. By winning the group, they got an extra million.
Yeah. No.
You got 1.2 million for round of 16, 1.8 for quarter final, 2.8 for being in the semi-final so far. Makes it 14.63 million.
I think you only get that 2.8 for winning the semi-final. I'm going to disagree with you there. But anyway, I will
You're not
write...
disagreeing with me. You're disagreeing with the UEFA
source.
prize money calculator.
well, I'm just saying.
There you
Anyway.
go. But anyway,
Anyway,
I digress.
that's unlike you.
So, yeah. So earlier I said it's Facebook, Twitter question time. So give us a question.
Time.
I did say that if it's not in by R8, because I get upset sometimes and I see people go, didn't read my question out. And I do think I should apologise to people. But if you put a question in and I don't read it out, it's generally because you've asked it after we've finished recording.
yeah, because you can't say we don't answer a lot of questions.
No, that's right.
Definitely can't, no.
No. So first up is Adam Levitz. All right, Adam, how are we doing? So
Right, Adam.
why is the semi-final ticket cheaper than Arsenal and City? Is the reason Premier League rules, or does ticket office go along? He thinks they should put the prices down because £50 to go see Arsenal and Man City is wrong. And City's Noble's last game, so should they be more reasonable with the ticket prices?
Supply and demand. The ticket bans are set.
No, but why?
in advance.
What he's asking is why is there a difference in the price? Because
Supply and demand.
no, well,
No.
no. He's saying why is there a difference? How is it supply and demand? What you're trying to say? People don't want to go to the European game. They're
The
changing the ticket
European
policy.
game is more expensive than the other ones. They priced it.
No, he said the
No,
other way around.
No.
Well, Premier League games have always been, there is a Category A game, which obviously Arsenal and City are, right? And that would set at the beginning of the season. The price they've charged for the semi-final is still more expensive.
Oh, we've this said less expensive. So is it? Are you disagreeing with
No,
me?
sorry, hang on. It's more expensive than the quarterfinals against Lyon at home.
Right.
And I think, I mean, look, so you can have it this way. Do you think they should have taken advantage of everyone who wants to come to the semi-final and charged the same as watching Arsenal or City? Because that's the alternative. You can't
well,
just
I'm-
suddenly reduce the price
you
of
are-
Arsenal and City because it was worked out in advance at the beginning of the season. So your only choice is, all right, let's charge 70 quid for a ticket for the semi-finals, knowing it will still sell out and take advantage of the fans. You're not going to drop tickets that were agreed before the beginning of the season. That's the point I'm making.
Fine.
Charge 80 quid. Charge more.
Well,
Charge 80 quid for the semi-final. I'm quite glad I only had to pay 55 after paying, I don't know, 40, 35 in the previous rounds, or 45, I can't remember. What did we pay? George, you'll remember. What did we pay for the Seville game? Sorry, your phone's cutting in.
Who's digitally galloping? Is that?
I think it's George.
Must be because he can't speak.
45, I think.
45, there you go. And this one's 55.
I got disconnected then. I had to refresh.
Yeah, that's happened to me twice.
Oh, yeah, but it don't happen. It's not Sean's fault.
No.
Ed,
Nothing
well,
to do
I'm
with
not in
Sean.
the same location this week, so it's not.
Yeah,
on
well, might be
internet.
computer then.
Well, it could
Is it
be.
the same laptop?
Same laptop, yeah, my Mac.
Strange, isn't it? Are you using it through Chrome?
Wi-Fi or high.
Yeah, Chrome.
Hmm.
Anyway, it's not a technical podcast.
If only you
No,
knew
it's
an
not.
IT expert, Sean.
Yeah, I know. If only we knew one.
Nick Killington from one third of Claret and Booze. Evening all and check out Friday. You'll see me there. Whoring myself out.
Yeah,
That
you
in
beat
quick.
me to it.
Yeah, I know. And special guests will be, not me, I'm not special, they just invite me on once a month. Is David Scholl, who people may recognise as the dad
From
of
Friends.
Jay
Oh.
from In-Betweeners. So,
The dad.
the Jay's dad in In-Betweeners,
Jay's real dad.
Jay's dad in In-Betweeners. Jay in In-Betweeners. You watch In-Betweeners?
Friend.
So Jay in that, his dad, who, the actor that played his dad, he's going to be on
Oh, the
Claret and
actor
Booze.
that played his dad. I
Goes
thought it was
home and
this-
away.
Yeah.
Does he?
Well, he was in
Lyon.
France.
Yeah. Anyway, Nick says, quite topical, evening all, why has the club started leaking information on injuries to ITKs? Is there a rat that needs flushing out, he says?
Car
Or does
is there.
the rat wear a Russian hat? Oh dear, oh dear. What do you reckon, Sean? Is it Putin? Is he leaking all the information?
All I would say is, thus it was ever so.
Yeah, well done. That was a great answer.
All right, there you go then.
Yeah.
Answers
Well,
that
what's
question.
changed? What's changed? Perception.
Yeah, it comes
mean,
out
what's
anyway, doesn't
changed?
it?
What's changed?
What do you mean, what's changed?
Clubs always leaked. No difference.
Why do they leak though? I mean, it's a advantage not to leak. So why would you give up your advantage? In my opinion.
I don't know. You'd have to ask the leakers that.
Have
Well,
you
I
ever
haven't,
thought
I?
of asking, why do you leak?
No.
Oh, right. No. Oh, right. Okay.
No, I've never thought of asking that question. It seems rude.
Well, I suppose, you know, a goose, don't, ask, what's going to happen to me at Christmas, does it? It just gets on with it. Johnny Osborne, another third of Claret and Booze, they're taking over tonight. Will everything this season, no matter what, always go back to the January transfer window? If we'd have lost in the Europa League final, would that be because we had a poor window? He says he's asking for a friend with eyes. I'm guessing the friend is Nick Killington.
Yeah,
because
we
Nick's
discussed
took-
this earlier.
Yeah, Nick's took a bit of umbrage to it.
Get a life.
Yeah, get a life, Nick, says Sean.
They're a very
you
heavy
go.
set YouTube channel, aren't they? I didn't realise it till we met them the other week. Big boys. Big boys they
need
are.
to go on WW diets, maybe.
Is that right?
They're alcoholic spenders. Had a couple of beers and spent too much money. They did.
Oh.
Some spenders
Well,
remorse.
I don't know
It's-
what that
it-
means. I don't know what that means. That's...
The old adage of the camera puts £10 on is
Yeah,
actually
they
quite
took
kind
it
to them
off 'em.
because I think it takes it off.
Yeah. Big fellas they are.
Yeah, that's me in trouble on Friday. Anyway, Jack Rush is
That's
in an
why
hurry.
you go on there to make yourself look similar. You like Sean.
if you want to fill the whole screen,
You look
put
very
Russ on.
wavy.
I do, yeah. Jack Rush, his evening, gents. He loves Moyes at the helm. The man single-handedly transformed our club.
Here.
Jack attended the Burnley game, and he has to say, I'm now firmly with Len on the London Stadium.
Oh,
The
for
match
Christ's
day
sake.
experience is so poor.
It
I
is
couldn't
poor.
imagine attending 19-plus games a season.
Oh,
And
Day
filled with
tripper.
parents
Day
dragging
tripper.
kids. Will you shut up? And filled for parents dragging kids around blocked off Westfield post-match. He put pre-game in the cricketers was good atmosphere and prices were reasonable. I don't know where the cricketers is. The DJ tower at the LS was a nice touch. I think it's shit, to be honest, Jack. He can't complain about the view or the price because he was in 230 and the ticket was 30 quid. But post-match, it was thanks for your money, now sling your hook. We waited 20 minutes before heading back towards Westfield and it was a mess. Also, having 9 minutes of added time and no running clock visible to fans was baffling. Surely there's room on Europe's biggest digital screens. Are we realistically likely to see improvements while the stadium's being run on LLDC? I'll answer that question, Jack. The reason why you don't have an added clock with added time is
Minimum.
because it is a minimum, so not a maximum. So basically, there will be at least 9 minutes played. But if things happen during that 9 minutes, they will play for longer, especially when Fergie was the manager. But obviously, that's changed now.
Talking on that
What?
quickly, last week I got something wrong when I said the stand. I got the two stands mixed up. The new West stand, and as I said, I'm not unhappy with my move seat, and none of the people around me are. Actually, the gap does get smaller, but it's further away. The majority of people are further away from
I
the
know. I
pitch.
told you this.
So,
Sean.
Hold up,
yeah.
Sean. What gap gets smaller?
The gap between the upper and the lower gets smaller.
Only in certain place.
No, if you look across with the outline, it gets smaller pretty much across there because they're putting in those extra seats.
Yeah.
But a number of people, quite a lot of people, are actually going to be further away from the pitch, including me. So
Yeah.
the majority of people, so it's incorrect to say people are moving close to the pitch. In fact, the majority of people are moving further away from the pitch. We were being told on Sunday, some people have been moved back 20 rows, and some people were really unhappy.
Mariam.
because- Well, Mariam has been moved completely. Mariam has been moved completely. So that's not quite true, and he wasn't there Sunday. But you know,
no, I've seen what he got offered, and what he got offered was like 20 rows back.
yeah, but he was offered to relocate. That's something
That's
different.
separate, yeah. We're talking about in the
Oh,
West
right,
Stand
okay.
configuration. If he was staying where he was, he would have been moved
I'm
away
surprised at
from the
that.
people he was with, and 20 rows
Because
back.
it's a lot of the people where they want the premium seats that are relocating. There was another story that came out, and I helped. I got a call from a wheelchair user who had a problem, and I spoke to the club. And what happened to them is they were all band 3 and suddenly been relocated into band 2, right, as part of this relocation, and their price had gone up 40%. And so they rung up the club, and there was a lot of them, and they went, hang on, why has it gone up 40%? And they went, you don't understand, you must have read it wrong. So some people paid this and some people didn't, and for 5 days they went, leave it with us, leave it with us, and then they said, oh sorry, there was some kind of admin mistake. We will refund you your money, and it will only be a 5% increase.
Right. So this is the thing. What are they doing with the disabled seating then? That sit at the back of the lower west at the moment.
I think they're relocating them. And look, mate,
So
the
where?
ones I've spoken to, I think Paul Reynolds was the chap I spoke to, said he's not unhappy with it, but he didn't want us to pay a 40% increase, you know? And
But
and
I
it
mean,
took 5
you'd have
days for the
thought
club to come
surely
back.
the club would have gone to the supporters advisory
They
board,
did.
even
They
the
did.
disabled supporters advisory.
And I spoke to both of them. I spoke to Kathy and Trevor, joint chairs, who are good friends of mine, and you know, they were just as concerned and have said, you know,
But
if
surely
people
they know
have got
about
problems,
that in advance, Sean. That's what I'm saying. Surely the
they
club
knew
went to-
about it in advance, but they didn't understand the cock up the club were going to do, and the email would rise on Friday and cause
So
such
I
chaos.
would then question the calibre of people sitting on that board. That if the
Oh,
club
I think that's unkind. I think the
hold up,
DSB
Sean, the club have gone to them and told them what was going to happen.
without details, mate.
Well,
Without
then
details.
who's pulling the wool over whose eyes then? What's the
Well,
point of the SAB?
Obviously, they will say, look, we're doing a relocation. People will be told in advance. But you know what the club's like. They didn't tell them that some people will look like they're moving bands. They wouldn't tell them that some people are moving 20 seats. It
Did
would
the
all
club
be...
give them the images? Did the club give them the images?
I don't know that. You'd have to ask Kathy. Look, I'll tell you what. If you
Well,
ask
you're
Kathy...
a mate.
Well, if you ask Kathy, I'm sure she would
Good
come on
friends.
this podcast and talk about it. Because she's very open
She
about
would
this
if she
kind.
listened.
Yeah, she
Not
would.
with my swearing.
Yeah, well, she is. Yeah, she'll tell you.
I'm sorry. I just
Who's
think
Kathy
it just,
anyway?
She's the joint chair of the Disabled Supporters Board.
which sits separately to the SAB, though they sit on the SAB
Yes, they
as
do.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it does call into question what is the bloody point of the SAB if nobody came out in advance and said we've been briefed about this is what's going to happen.
It's a good question. It's a good question, and I would ask you to look. I'll talk to Kathy. I'm sure she'll come on. Let's put those
But
questions.
I'm not.
to Kathy.
I'm taking this as a whole. All
I
the
know
people
that, but I don't
that
sit on that board.
on the SAB. But
Kathy
you know
does.
everyone, and
Also-
they still tell you everything, Sean.
No,
and
of course they
deny.
don't. How dare you make that accusation?
How dare
How
How
dare
dare
you?
you.
dare I?
I know no one on that board.
Fucking liar.
You
Anyway,
do know people on that board, Sean.
dear, oh dear.
I've
the board,
drawn
move
their
on.
pictures as well.
Yeah, Dodsey, all right, me handsome's how you's doing. He said, "Is
that
it
wasn't
true
fucking
that
very.
ba-
You
I
didn't
know.
put a lot into that, did you?
It's pissed me
He's
off
worn
now.
you out, hasn't he? He's worn you
Uh.
fucking down, Sean.
He said, "Is it true, based on his last podcast, Sean at Sunday's game v Burnley was singing poor people, give us a song."
There was a bit
is
of
there-
that. I wasn't singing it, but there was some other people singing that.
Oh, right. was that not you then? And he then reiterates, is there any truth in if you didn't have your picture of yourself with Tony Carter, you weren't in Lyon? And Dodsey did send me his picture of him and TC just
Yeah.
after he took it.
Yeah.
Next up is Ziggy Stardust. He said, even no one's asked a bloody question yet, though, I must admit. Come on, people. George is firing, eh?
George off. That's what they said. It was George
Just
said.
read questions. That would stop all this.
I'd like to find a question to read. Anyway,
You have
evening
to
all,
read through
says
it in the
David
first
Jones.
place.
I have to say, Thursday's performance against Lyon has to be one of the best this season. Many West Ham teams of old would have crumbled. Didn't see the Burnley, I was away, and reading Twitter, I wasn't sure what I was letting myself in for watching the highlights of Match of the Day too. Although it weren't great, it didn't look that bad to me. It weren't, Dave.
No,
And
and
they're
they cut
entitled.
loads out on Match of the Day, so you didn't
Yeah.
see all the action, Dave.
And they're entitled
weren't
to
that
look
bad.
tired.
Yeah,
I
because they're
feared that-
tired.
Yeah.
Still no question. Adam asked a
Hang
question.
on a
by the way.
minute.
I fear that we will be slowly running out of steam and finish outside the top six, but it will still be a great season
Statement.
as European League winners. But typical, the greedy balls stick an
Statement.
extra £5 on the semi-final ticket price. Brady out!
Statement.
Radio.
No question.
There you go. Next up, AI Sean.
He'll give us a question.
Hey, gentlemen, Brady.
Thanks for your purchase, AI Sean, by the way.
There you go.
Yeah, cheers, Nick.
Yeah.
That is technically grassy.
Yeah. Thursday night, a magnificent performance. Fornals Bowen, his man of the match, Craig Dawson. Absolutely immense. You and I, AI Sean, because Dawson's going to get my vote for Hammer of the Year. And I think everyone should vote for him. He's definitely getting mine.
I agree.
Sunday, using the same on 13, 14 players all season's taken its toll. We never said that in 86, though, did we? No complaints. We had enough chances, but didn't take them. So therefore, those 13 or 14 players did well, except for one who didn't take the chances. Maybe.
Who's he going to say? Antonio.
Diop injury, that was me, like slipping in there. Give youth a chance, he says, as I don't want to see Masuaku having to defend and Rice as a centre back would ruin us.
Yeah.
Questions.
Ooh.
Will Antonio score another Premier League goal this season?
Yes.
And will we finish the season with any fit centre backs?
Yes. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
One is enough. Dawson has played with Payne all the way through, so yes is the answer.
Who's Payne? Is he another youth player?
He is, yeah.
Next up is DJ Russie B. Budden.
We saw him.
Will Moyes
I'm going
finally
to send you a
utilised-
referral code, Russ from WW, mate. Just as my little...
Did you get 50 quid each?
I'll get a lot. They pay per pound.
All right. So anyway, Will Moyes finally utilised the youth with Elise being Diop's replacement given his injury. He would love to see Ashby given a run out as well. It's the soul-singing superstar of Mr. Tenerife. He says, evening gang, is it time to trust the youth? I think Moyes will stay with experienced boys. But could this be a blessing in the... So should he go to youth or a young player?
No.
No. George?
No.
No. All right. Len?
No, probably not, no.
No. All right. Well, I'm afraid that's a no.
It's a no from us.
It's a no.
He then goes on to say he's over for a show. I did spot that. 2nd of July. If the gang fancy get together, he's doing... I'll tell you what he's doing. It's the Soul Motown. He is a fantastic singer, people. Check him out on YouTube. You can find him, Michael Levy Jr. But he's playing the Lyon RBL, which is in Churchill, Lyon, on the 2nd of July. The tickets are 20 quid. And there's a bonus 1-hour show on Sunday the 3rd of July where the tickets are 20 quid and you get your carvery with all the trimmings. There you go,
Nice.
Sean.
Well, I think I'm in Mexico, but I would have gone if not.
There you go. Well, you know where to play, Mike. The community of Wockington will bang it out for you. Talk of the devil, and he but appears. It's old Happy Chop himself. It's the Dylan from the Magic Roundabout. It's Marion Williams. Spoilers.
Who wasn't there on Sunday?
Well, I know this was covered last week, but does the stooge know the rationale regarding the location in the West Stands? Well, we just covered it, Marion. As an example, someone who sits in row 8 has been moved to row 28, yet someone in row 5 has been moved to row 6.
Yeah.
There seems to be no logic.
We're staying in row 19, but moving over a few seats, but the actual row is moving back about 3 rows of physically, but we stay in row 19.
He says there's no logic.
And there doesn't seem to be logic, no.
He says there's no consultation with sports, and we're being told the best option is to pay in advance and go through relocation when the window opens.
That is the advice they're giving.
Yeah, that's a bit harsh, isn't it?
Yeah, but what will happen is, on relocation, my understanding is that once everybody has accepted their seats, the West Ham people will have first dibs before anyone else. Now, if we believe, and I'm going to be careful what I say here, that, and I'm going to pick my words so carefully, that renewals will be low this season, right? For whatever reason, then
We
they
don't
will
believe
have
that,
quite
do
a bit
we?
of choice. Huh?
You don't believe that, do we?
Yes, we do. Because the cost of living, I don't know if you know, the cost of living will have a massive
yeah, I
impact
know that, but
with
not.
people's disposable income, and therefore I think we're going to see a record low across the Premier League in season tickets. Right? Let's not get into that again. But
Shall I keep cutting out?
yeah, that
Yeah,
you know,
Too.
back
I just
again.
went there as well.
yeah. So I
Okay, at
do.
the same
I think.
time.
I
Come
think.
on, come on, let's go. Come
It's
on,
not Sean's problem, though.
No.
come on,
Well, it's not my internet. That's what I say.
come on, let's go. Let's keep it moving. Come on.
Buy
Right,
your
did-
own
oh,
internet, Sean. Stop nicking
I
your
have got
neighbours.
internet. This is my internet.
He does come back.
Oh.
He says, "Why does Antonio always start?" It's a good question.
Yeah, go on.
When Yarmo hardly gets a look in.
I think the way we play suits Antonio more than Yarmo. Yarmo's lack of pace means that's the going a particular way. Although I do kind of see his point. Maybe that should mix it up a little bit. Or I always think Antonio should be on the pitch, but not necessarily in the classic number 9 position. Sometimes he can play it really well. Sometimes we need something a little bit different. I guess that bit of difference is Yarmolenko. For a moment, then I thought I got cut off again. I thought I was just talking into the
No,
microphone.
we're listening to you.
Yeah, but even I do think there have there have been times where you should have give some youth a chance up front, because you can always get a little bit of unknown inertia from a striker. When you think back to Freddie Sears, just once or twice. But have we had the opportunity to do it? When have we been clearing games? Or the time's been right to introduce it? Let's be honest. Every time you go to London Stadium, we seem to be wanting the ref to blow the bleeding whistle when we win games. Very strange.
The problem we've had, specifically at the London Stadium, or more in recent years, is that generally we would bring youngsters in at the end of the season.
That's right.
And that would be at the end of a season where we weren't going down. We never
That's
really
right.
challenged at the top. I know it's hard to imagine people. It's true. We didn't really challenge at the top. So we would be middling along between 8th and 14th. And Johnny Lyle would stick a couple of the kids in. Let's give them a run out and see what would happen. Well, recently we've either had feast or famine, because we've either been fighting relegation or fighting to get into the top 6.
Yeah, there's always something to play for in the Premier League.
The pressure nowadays as well. Fans, especially as well with the prize money for each position. So when you look, especially where we inhabit, a loss of 3 points can drop you 4 places.
Yeah. But with a striker, I never find that so costly, because if you get a striker out your youth system and he gets a couple of goals and he gets noticed, that puts that money back on him, his value as well.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's hard with the youngsters, like with the people complaining. And the easy answer to the people complaining is about, we don't give youth a chances. Give me the name of a youth player we've let go that's gone on to bigger things, because there's only one. Well, there's probably a couple, but I have to go back. The biggest one of all.
Ferdinand's, Frank Lampard's.
No, we gave him a chance.
No,
what you're
Sean,
saying, he don't get a
fucking
chance.
idiot.
Sean.
What?
They had a chance.
Don't
they
swear,
didn't
your
have a chance.
Your cabbie mate
Yeah.
don't like it.
Sorry.
I bet he don't stop south of the river or whatever it is.
So what I'm saying is that the only one I'll say is Ray Houghton. Was a youth player. He got 1 game, but then again he left the club. But then it's easy to point the finger and go, look at the player he went on to be, and you go, oh, I'm sorry. In 1982, look at the midfield that was in front of him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
he had
did, yeah.
Dickens. He had, Pike, Devonshire. He had one of West Ham's best midfields in front of him, and Alan Dickens was come through as the youth player. He was surplus to requirements. Went to Fulham and then Oxford before he hit the big time. So the other one, I don't know, Matty Holland as such, maybe. Didn't really set the world alight, did he? He was a good Premier League player.
Yeah, no, he never set the world alight at all.
No,
I mean,
but
he was in the reserves for ages. He was a sort
yeah,
of
we had him out. He was
we
another
all
one.
thought he was Pat Holland's son.
Yeah.
That's how we knew him.
Yeah, but
How-
he went down to Bournemouth, did a bit of loan stuff like they all did, but never really. But it took him a while to get into the Premier League. He was at Ipswich, at Charlton, and he'd done well for those clubs. Republic of Ireland International, a proper one, Declan.
How about Jimmy Bullard?
Well, no, because Jimmy we signed on non-league football. He didn't get a run out and went on, but then he went to Wigan. He had to go to League One for Wigan. Who then?
But he did
then
well at
came
Fulham
up.
after he. So he
No. Yeah, but what I'm saying is when he first left West Ham, he wasn't setting
These
the world
rules are
alight.
very narrow.
All right. Well, let's go. Yeah, but all right. So what we've got now is Ray Houghton, Jimmy Bullard. Who else? And this is my point. When you look at the players, even the Grady Dean Garner, where
John
is
Terry.
he? No, John Terry rejected
Bobby
us. Sean.
Zamora.
No, hang on a minute. It doesn't. Now you're bringing the rules of who rejected us, not if they were youths. This is so
Tony
narrow.
Adams.
I mean,
Hold up.
players
John
that
Terry
rejected
left
us.
us, Sean, when he was 14
15.
or 15. So he's not a pro, is he?
Oh, but hang on. Oh, so we've brought in pros that did leave us, that went somewhere straight
Sean,
away. Come
what is it?
on.
A youth player that we have rejected. That's what I
didn't-
said.
You said rejected. That we've rejected.
A youth player? Yeah, we didn't reject John Terry. He rejected us.
I'm sure he's offered a fridge at the time.
Did you know that Tony Adams left the West Ham Academy because he didn't think he was going to get in front of Steve Potts?
Well,
So if things do look a lot. I mean, I've been talking to a lot of ex-youth players lately. Things do look a lot better, a lot different when you're there. The ones that they thought were going to make it, some bang on, they got nailed on. They thought they were going to make it.
there's a
Didn't.
funny photograph of Tony Adams. He's wearing a cap and a football shirt, and the football shirt is supposedly Arsenal, but the cap you can't hide because it says West Ham. And I swear that Arsenal shirt has been recoloured. Because I don't know any kid, who was growing up in Romford as a West Ham fan would ever dare to put a West Ham hat on that says West Ham and wear an Arsenal
With
shirt.
an Arsenal shirt, yeah.
And then
I've
bearing
seen
in mind,
loads of
it was
him wearing West Ham stuff.
it was back in the days of when the West Ham shirt and the Arsenal shirt were very similar, just different colours. So it was a coloured sleeve and a different colour body. So easy to colorise.
Should we move on
still,
from this question?
Let's
or?
move on. Yeah.
All right, then.
Next up, it's John Murphy, an out-of-towner.
John Murphy.
Dear,
yeah.
oh dear.
Hey.
Good evening, gentlemen. He said it was good to meet up with you all on Sunday at the Supporters Club. Which baffles me. Hope I wasn't too obnoxious, but he'd been in the little driver at 10:30. He says, well, keep up the good work. All the best. Johnny Murphy, proud out-of-towner. Brady out.
Well done. Well
Brady
done.
out.
There you go. John, you weren't a little bit obnoxious at all. It was lovely to meet you. And it's always good to meet people that stick up for Sean.
Yeah.
Because there's not many of them out there. Tommy Underwood, Rory, said, seeing us linked with Pope, is there any truth in it? Is it Sean? Has DS said anything?
Some wankers made it up. on the
I've not
fucking
heard
spot.
anything. I think it's too early. I've not heard any confirmed rumours.
Oh.
Belotti, I heard today, but
All right.
Oh, Beanie.
All right. Yeah, our choice is between him
who's
and
free?
Areola. But Easter would take them both over Johnson. Oh, right. Pick your goalkeeper then. So
No
you
idea.
got three. You got Johnson, Areola, or Pope. Who you choosing?
Pope and Areola all day long.
Well, there's one Sean, right?
I thought you could have two.
No, pick one.
Why?
We're keeping Fabianski. Who else you having?
That's a hard. I mean, I think Areola's a good keeper actually.
He's picking Ariola then, isn't he?
Ariola, yeah.
I don't know.
Is George
George
still
has
there?
gone for dinner.
He's
I reckon.
muted. He's muted.
Anyway,
Slicing the old cheese, isn't he?
alright.
Yeah, Parmesan out.
I would, if we could get Pope, I'd have him all
Yeah, I
day
would.
long. I
Yeah.
thought he's been outstanding for a good couple of years.
Yeah.
Next up, it's old Dave Sexton's son, Ted. How you doing, Ted? You done well with the old prediction at Lyon, but you didn't do too well with Burnley, did you? But keep trying, mate. That's what I say. Evening, gentlemen. He's got one for Nigel. Oh, yeah. He says, regarding the goal-scoring stats, where does Pop Robson fall in the table? Had 2 periods at the club. Keep the faith. Pop Robson.
Highly.
He's in the top 10. I think he's about 7th, 8th, or I think he's
But
7th,
what's
8th.
that per appearance, though? I reckon he's right up there.
No, this is goals. So goals.
Oh, all right.
254 appearances, 104 goals. Where's
That's
that put him?
fucking good.
Yeah,
that's
so
what
well
that
done, Wiki historian. But in West Ham's all-time goal scoring, which I suppose it's a great goal scoring rate. A goal every 2.3 games is pretty decent. Of course, the last West Ham player at the top of the goal scoring charts in the top division.
Yeah,
It puts him 7th, by the way.
7th.
that's good going, isn't it?
Behind
There you
Johnny Bryant, Tony Cotty, Jimmy Ruffle, John Dick, Jeff Hurst, and Vic Watson.
go. Behind Johnny Byrne, you mean?
What did I say?
Johnny Bryan.
Oh, Burn.
So read your list out again.
Vic Watson, 326. Jeff Hurst, 252. John Dick, 166. Jimmy Ruffle, 166. Tony Cotty, 146. Johnny Byrne, 107. Robson, 104.
Right. What about Danny Shea or Sid Puddyfoot? Or you don't include?
No. Brooking was behind that, 102.
Oh, right.
And then you've got Malcolm Musgrove and Martin Peters on
But Danny
100
Shea
each.
scored 122 goals. Sid Puddyfoot got over 100.
Well, this is what Wikipedia says.
And there is your problem, Sean.
List of West Ham United top goal scorers.
Since when?
Doesn't say.
Wikipedia doesn't count all
Yeah.
across his goals.
No,
I know that.
That's. Well, look, he's definitely in the top 10, but he's definitely in the top 10.
Well, if they must have included, because otherwise they wouldn't have Vic Watson in 1920 to 1935, and Jimmy
that got to
Ruffle
do with the price of
1921 to 37. He's suggesting that it was from a particular time.
Well,
no,
I
he's
just
suggesting
don't.
that Wikipedia's wrong
Yeah.
a lot of the time, and it is.
Because they've ignored Danny Shea was one of the first great goal scorers the club ever had, and then Puddyfoot came in after Shea left.
Hang on. So they've put leading first-class goal scorers. So
Well, that
maybe
don't make
they've
sense.
only
John
said
Dick wouldn't
when
have got that.
they're
that
only
many either,
including when they were first-class goals.
that don't sound
Now,
right either.
what they've said is Danny Shea scored a lot of his goals during wartime. George Foreman scored all his goals during wartime.
George Foreman.
Yeah.
Oh, he done well.
Yeah,
George
he
Foreman.
gave defences a proper grilling. He did.
Hey, I was just going to say, no fat on him.
What's his name
He
then?
was a lean, mean grilling machine.
George Foreman, 188 goals, 187 them in wartime. Danny Shea, 121
yeah, we don't
goals.
we don't really include wartime goals. Yeah,
So Danny Shea scored a lot of his goals in wartime.
I'll double check that. I'm sorry, I do not use Wiki.
Oh,
Sean.
fair
It
enough.
means, yeah.
Yeah, I use proper sites, not like the crap you use. But cheers, and look out for the Pop Robson here. Look out for the Ted Sexton special. Ted would love that. What did you do, Ted? Look out for the Pop Robson special coming soon. Ed Hughes,
What Pop Robson special?
that's coming
Oh.
soon. Yeah,
Oh, not your silly bollocks thing.
yeah. So, I know you love them. So, Ed Hughes.
Loves a bit of squirrel.
Thank you. Honestly, who is nervous for Frankfurt and the end of the season? I just
Yeah.
can't see it going well. I've been burned by believing before. Personally, Ed, if we get knocked out in Frankfurt and we finish 8th, I still go wunderbar for what a fantastic season it's been. Because to still be playing European football in May, which we will be, who would have thought it? Who would have thought it? And not only that is normally you'd think, well, we might, if we go that far, we'll be having like a Leicester season. We'll be sitting like 10th, but sort of cut adrift and not challenging. But we've not done that. And throw in the quarter final of the League Cup and the other cup. We've been really good. Paul Turton says, evening all. What a performance, Leon, is question. If you could step into the boots of any player in the last 25 years, what goal would you have liked to have scored and why?
So that's a question.
Yeah, that's a good question. I've got my answer.
Paolo Di Canio against Wimbledon.
All right.
Obvious choice.
Yeah. All right. Len?
25 years. I'm too much of a thinker for questions like these.
I'd like to have been Marlon Airwood in the FA Cup final because I think I would have scored that.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
That's the goal I would have liked to have scored.
That wasn't a goal, though, was it?
No, but it
You
would
know
have
what
been
you're saying,
if that was me standing there. Because I would have mishit it and it would have gone in.
Yeah, right.
Aside from that, I think I'd have loved to have scored the Paul Konchesky goal.
Yeah,
I think the score a goal in the FA Cup final, it just can't be taken away
I was
from
thinking
you.
of the Ashton goal, yeah.
Yeah.
But then, do you think important goals or glamorous goals like Sean done? That's
Well, he
what I'm
just went for
thinking.
the easy one. I'm sorry, oh, I want to do the
Well, I don't know.
one.
I think Sinclair's is decent as well. He's had some cracking goals.
Sinclair got a fantastic goal. I think was it against Derby once.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been commissioned to paint that goal.
All
How about
right,
that,
yeah.
eh?
That was a great one.
Yeah.
Good question, Paul. Thank you very much. While Sean sits there being very rude. Next up, it's Paul Celeb Suet, or Artura, as we like to call him. Hi, lads. Obviously, Sean's off to Suet at the moment, apparently.
I am.
Really enjoying the show. Keep up the good work.
Well, you were down in the beers, you two.
We were, thanks to you as well.
Yeah.
I was only
You
having
bought it,
one
thank you very
until
much.
you turned around and said, do you
nice
want another
of
one?
Do you know how many calories there are in each pint? And
Yeah.
you probably did your whole allowance of calories just in that one session.
We can afford it though, Sean. We're not in fat fuckers like you.
To be fair, Sean, right? Let's get this right. How much weight have you lost?
Just over 1.5 stone.
There you go.
nearly,
And you
nearly,
still weigh more than me, so I think I can enjoy it.
nearly 10
Yeah,
kilos.
I think
now.
I can enjoy the beers that little bit longer until once you get a bit slimmer than me, I may be a bit worried. But I have put my
I'll
hope
get
in the
there.
fact your knee is fucked for a while,
Yeah.
and that will struggle to get the weight off. Then your walking will have to slow down a bit.
It will.
No, dear.
Yeah, my
so
gym work. I go to the gym 3-4
I'm
times
gambling
a week as well.
that your knee will add on more pounds in
We'll
the
see.
next
We'll
couple
see.
of weeks. Old Artura goes in 2002-3. We got relegated with a team they said was too good to go down. Defoe,
they
Di
said.
Canio, Carrick, Cole, to name a few. Why do you think it went so wrong that these
Couldn't
players
defend.
couldn't produce the performances on the pitch, couldn't defend? I have
We
got a
could.
theory about this. Go on,
We
you go. We
could.
couldn't defend.
I think that we could attack. We couldn't defend, and we never replaced. We never sort of bought the player that we needed to bolster up the defence in time.
Well, we had Christian Daly.
I'll
Oh,
stand by my
Christian
point.
Daly.
We
you
had
are the
never
love of
rated
my
him at
life.
all.
Oh, Christian Daly.
Well, throw
I'll
it
let you
right. I'll
shag my
trump that.
wife. Oh,
I'll
Christian
throw someone else in if
Daly.
you want as well.
Gary
I've got
Breen.
curly hair
Yeah,
too.
and it wasn't the Czech boys
What, Laban?
right? No, on the right. Wasn't he playing
What,
as well?
Schemmel? He was
No,
friend.
no. Why can't I think of his name?
Vladimir
Yeah,
Laban. Wasn't he a band? Oh,
maybe
you're
I'm wrong.
thinking of Tommy Repka.
Yeah, he
That
wasn't
was the
having a good
season
time.
he turned up and really lost his head, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Got sent up and
I mean, there were the situations there where he cost us points, but we did get 42 points in the end, or 43 points. You know, it was a bit of a freak season. We did do enough to stay up, although there were some crazy results in the beginning of that season that we just assumed we were going to stay up. The Southampton game, I recall at
Ian
home.
Pearce up front. Right, do you want my theory?
Yeah, go on.
Go on.
Right, that season was the first season of the transfer window system.
It's coming
Every
back
other
to me now.
season before that, if we'd have lost all our strikers, we lost Di Canio to injury, we lost Defoe, I think we had Defoe, but obviously he was young, and we lost Knute to injury. So we ended up playing Ian Pearce up front.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were that desperate. That actually, every other season, we'd have been able to go out and get a striker. But we weren't able to get a striker. We had to wait till January. Do you remember we brought in Les Ferdinand?
I don't remember being that season. It's like
That
when
was
you
the
said Ian
season.
Pearce.
Yeah,
I thought that was under Redknapp, Ian Pearce.
No, Ian Pearce up front. That Southampton game, we lost 1-0. It all kicked off outside. All the 15-year-olds wanted to sack Glenn Roeder and sack the board and sack everyone. And but it was live on Sky. James Beattie
Yeah.
scored for Southampton, but we had actually, I think, played them off the park.
Yeah, we did.
I think Southampton were at the bottom as well at the time. And Pearce was up front, but we just couldn't buy a goal. And we didn't win a home game until January the 31st when we beat Blackburn 3-1. So that's where the damage was done.
I think there was damage as well. I always think, of course, it's just an opinion, that if we would have kept Defoe, which I think we would have if we would have stayed up, I don't think he'd had any notions of going. He would have been the player that would have brought us goals to win us a cup. Not necessarily do great in the league, but if you get goals, you can get results, and if you can get results, you can win a cup. And I always thought, I think Carrick was a little bit of a different because the better teams he played in, the better he played. So although Carrick was a good player for us, he was just part of a good team, a team of good players in the right positions. And of course, Joe Cole, I think he would have been a West Ham captain.
Yeah,
So I think I would look past Di Canio, you know. I think, you know, we'd have only got one more season out of him. But when you look at them players there that could have stayed, I think they could have achieved something.
There was an England game played in 2004, and in that team there were 7 ex-West Ham players.
Yeah, I remember it.
And
Oh, we lost him. Hello?
We're back.
We lost you there in the middle of a sentence.
Yeah.
I don't think he's realised.
He's still talking.
He probably is. Where are
Still
we up
talking
to?
about that England game in 2004.
what happened there?
I know, we lost
Cut
you.
off.
Oh, right.
Mid-sentence.
Never mind my bleating
Anyway,
swearing.
yeah.
It's got to be a worse problem.
Right, well, maybe it's not the internet. I'll spot my machine next week, right?
All right. Anyway, good question.
Yeah.
Trevor Newman says, how many points do you think we'll end on? What do you think do we need to get top 6? He says, or he does say even top 4. I don't think we'll get top 4,
No.
Trev.
Do you know what? I haven't even looked at our points tally.
Yeah, right. You ready? It does say which is a good question. We'll answer this question. If we get less than last season's tally of 65, will this be considered a failure or a step backwards, or a success given the European heroics with the paper thin squad? Hello.
No, sorry, I thought Len was going to answer that.
Did I drop again?
No, you didn't drop again, but I think Len dropped when you asked that.
All right.
Cuts out again.
He's trying to tell us. We're getting to the end of question time.
So
As we
it says, if we get less than last season's points tally, will this be considered a failure or step backwards?
No, it's not a failure. No, it's
I don't
consistency.
think it's a step backwards either, but I think it's consistency.
I mean, if you look, it's how the points are spread about the league. Because what you might find is that we're all concertina, don't we? With Arsenal, last season finishing, 6th or 7th, we might have been quite a way behind some of them teams. Where at the moment we're sort of still hanging on their coattails.
Do we have to get? Is 6 UEFA? Can we manage it with 7? Is there a scenario?
Conference.
7th is conference.
Conference.
Definitely.
Yeah.
How about a cup
Yeah.
position? Definitely.
Definitely.
That could turn a lot of season ticket holders off there.
I
If we play Sundays and not the UEFA Cup as well.
Do you know what?
That's a
I
grim
think
atmosphere.
people will swallow it. But the funny thing about that Conference League is it's a bit weird, because when you look at the calibre of team in it now, like the ones that dropped out the Europa League, they've got like some teams that you would think should be playing in the Champions League. Well, they've got some teams that I've played. There's teams in there that played Champions League football this season, and then ended up going into the Europa League and ended up dropping into they played in all 3 European tournaments. So
What do you think is going to happen?
I
Do you think
I
we'll be
think
in there
we'll-
next year
I think we'll finish 7th.
and thus be in the Conference League?
Yeah, I can't.
How do you think?
I think we can win the Euro. I do. I look at they're
I think we
struggling
can.
in the German league, but then again they're putting everything into European football, Frankfurt. But then again, so were Lyon. So it's one of them strange things where I think
Let's
we
be
can
honest.
do it. Look at the other semi-final, whoever it will be. So the other semi-finals, got Rangers against Leipzig.
Yeah.
We got to
you
be able
rather
to
that
take
one?
them. We got to be able to take either.
I
one.
think.
What,
that-
really? Really? So
Yeah.
Leipzig will be difficult.
I don't think so. I hold no fear for anyone. I think Frankfurt will be more difficult, and I'll tell you why. Because Leipzig are still challenging for a Champions League spot in the Bundesliga. Leipzig ain't getting European football unless they win the Europa League. They're sitting 9th or 10th in the Bundesliga at the moment.
I would like a West Ham Rangers final.
So,
Right.
yeah,
would, wouldn't we?
it wouldn't bother me.
Anyway, moving on.
Leipzig have got no fans anyway. But Cheeky Lions is up next. He says, still going strong. A draw against managers Burnley I see as a good result. Well, so did I. Unlucky not to nick all 3 points. Cheers, lads, and Brady out.
Brady, I wouldn't say that would have been a nicking of a point. Before I thought we dominated, to be frank. We had a bit of swagger when we started. I might cut out again.
No.
No, we're listening. We're just playing a trick on you. Chris Dibb says, evening, gents. Who comes in for Diop? Me, I'd put Rice back there. I don't care what people say. I'm not sure about chucking Elise in for a European game.
Yeah, when you think about it, Rice could play there and still bomb a bit forward and give us more midfield options as well.
Yeah.
I
Grant.
want to- In Moyes we trust.
Yes, in Moyes we do trust. Grant Croxford, the carrot cruncher from Bicester. He says, in light of the steward stepping up in front of the crowd, playing a textbook inside foot pass and probably slipping over and hurting his ankle on Sunday, what is your most embarrassing sporting failure?
Sport.
Yeah, you ever done
A
anything
long
in
time
sport,
ago.
Sean? That you-
I once had a nasty experience with a dart once.
Right, go on then.
Why? Someone in their head.
Oh, you hit someone in
Yeah.
the head.
And it
Oh,
stuck
right.
in the back of their head.
Do you know what?
Go on.
My embarrassing sport fella come into my mind the other day when I got substituted as a kid. I must have been 9. The teacher substituted me because I scored and I'd done my Stuart Pearson celebration impression. And
Oh, the old fist
arsehole
pump.
fucking took me off, yeah. What's the point of being a fucking kid if you can't fucking emulate your heroes? Literally, just give it that. You know, and I probably looked obnoxious and he took me off for it.
It's a good documentary the other day. It was called Too Good to Go Down. And it was about the Man United team from the early 70s. And they went
Wow,
in,
is it on Amazon?
Netflix. It was free.
Netflix?
Yeah, Too Good to Go Down.
Find that.
Check it
That
out
sounds
because
great.
they sit
That's
with
a good
Pancho.
story that I've seen.
Oh, it was a fantastic story. All
Yeah.
about Doherty and
Yeah.
it's a couple of years old because Tommy Dock's still alive and he's
Do you
in
know
it.
what? I
McCarthy.
might have seen it because if I know the story, then I've probably seen it.
Yeah, but it was good to see old Pearson there because obviously they brought him in from Hull.
Yeah.
And you know what a great, you know, you see the old, you know, and it was funny because Stuart Pearson to me, I remember when he played for England. That's when I first, you know.
Yeah. He was on my
what's the
ruler.
sign? Yeah. My most embarrassing. There's a long list for me as a goalkeeper.
Oh, God.
The one I will admit to as embarrassed that I was more embarrassed about was when I was warming up and we were doing high crosses and there was a big dropping ball and I went, I've got it. And as I ran into the goalpost and knocked myself unconscious.
Oh.
And it was one of them square ones, so it left the line
Yeah.
down the side of my face.
Oh.
When I sort of come round, half the team was still laughing.
Oh,
And
dear.
I was a bit dazed. And
Did they replace you or did you play
No,
on?
no, because someone said,
They just
I
didn't
don't
bother
think
with
we'd
the goalie."
fucking notice the difference.
Yeah.
He plays concussed normally. So yeah, I think there was one where I conceded a goal while I was gelling my hair. That weren't good. But I had really long hair, you know, like proper hippie style. All 1990s Manchester scene and all that.
Yeah.
So I'd forgot my hat, so I called out a sub to come and give me some air gel. Took my gloves off. We were attacking. Well, we had the ball, so I thought, gel my hair back. So I ain't in my eyes, so I couldn't see anything. It was a bit like Chewbacca. I gelled it back. Of course, we'd lost the ball. The geezers attacking. I'm holding my hair gel in one hand and he scores. I did some shitty dive to make it look
great.
Well,
You
the
with
funny
your
thing is,
shockwaves in your fucking hand. Letting the goal in.
do you know what? It might have been shockwaves, funny enough. But the funny thing is, I got away with it till we got in the pub and the substitute grasped me up. And they really, he knows like everybody's going and he went, well, fucking hell. He said, like, Nigel might have saved that first one if it weren't gelling his hair. You know, when you look at him and you think, you 16-year-old fucking swat, what'd you say that for? Oh, they tried to cut me ponytail off and everything, I tell. Oh, dear, oh dear. Andy Hall. Hello. Hope your mum's all right, Andy. Hello, gents. Hope you're all well. Looks like the small squad Moyes wanted so much will come to bite us on the arse with the centre-half problems we have. It's gone a bit poshy. Do the panel. We're a panel now. Expect Declan or Ben Johnson. I didn't think of Ben Johnson to play centre-half. Or do you think he'll bring Elise or Baptiste in? Even though it don't appear that Moyes rates them, he thinks it'll be Declan. Brady out.
Brady out. I think it might be Declan. What do you think?
So what? Ben Johnson, I didn't think about that. Ben Johnson centre half. Could he do it?
Could Ben not play with Creswell's position and Creswell go to centre half?
Well,
Isn't that
that's the
logical?
one I thought. That's the
Yeah.
one I thought.
That seems logical.
Yeah. Right. Lee Pevers has got a question. It's historical.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Who was the worst West Ham manager in history? Roeder, Grant, or Pellegrini?
Oh, Evan Grant.
All day long.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, yeah. What was that? To this day, what the fuck was the plan? We had a pre-season where we didn't lose a game. We won every game, didn't we? And then we turn up to Villa Park, and what the
3-0,
what's
wasn't
the
it?
idea? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was just... And Villa didn't
And
have a
just
manager,
carried
did
on.
they?
They? Well, I remember going there just expecting to win. I think they were like relegation candidates. There was some kind of... We went there. We thought,
Hadn't Martin
"That's a good
O'Neill
start."
walked out on them or something?
Yeah,
Or,
I'm pretty
and
sure that
they had
happened.
like this reserve manager or something. That's the
That's
way I
right,
remember it.
yeah. And nothing changed at all. And even like the end of November, we were all saying, "Oh, they got to replace him." Like, surely, because he literally tried nothing. The plan was awful.
Do you know what kept him in the job? Honestly,
Kevin fucking Brady not being able to get fucking someone else in.
well, to keep her mouth shut, actually.
Yeah.
But I think what kept him in his job, and the biggest dilemma was, if we'd lost to Man United in the snow, I think he could have gone. But by winning that game and keeping us in the League Cup, it gave us a dilemma, because then we progressed to the semi-finals of the League Cup in January, and you're thinking, you know...
Yeah. Do you remember the save our season game against Wolves? Save our fucking season.
That was the year before. That was the
Oh,
season
was
before.
it?
Yeah, that was under
Was
Zola.
that under Zola?
Yeah, we lost 3-1.
What an atrocious fucking night at Upton Park that
Yeah.
was.
That's when we got the clappers, isn't it? I've still got my clapper. And they gave us 30,000
So now you got
clappers,
the clap.
and 29,000 clappers ended up on the pitch.
Fucking
was-
atrocious. No, I forgot that
Yeah,
bit.
that was, yeah. That is a fair. I mean, Pellegrini blows out a cold. Roeder, he got us relegated. The
But then he
football
got
was
some
poor.
solid football. in
But
the first
42
year.
points, relegated with the best
Yeah.
in history. Took us to
If
seventh.
you look at his
That's-
point, yeah, if you
you
look
know?
at his points tally over the 2 seasons, you couldn't
Yeah.
really say he was a bad manager.
No.
Bad manager off the field that stubbornly didn't buy a player.
Mm.
I remember at the time there was a lot of criticism about that, but you couldn't say he was a bad manager.
All
I
right.
don't think so.
Next
Not
up,
like Evan Grant.
Spandau Ballet's roadie Matty Kemp says, "Evening, gents. How much money do we actually earn?" One for Sean. You can take part now. You there?
Great.
All right, he's back off mute. I know you're mute because it all goes quiet. How much money do we actually have in the kitty? What's Dave told you?
150.
150. Do you think we'll get Lingard on a free?
Dave Jones, by the way, I assume you mean.
No.
Oh.
No.
Lingard's having a good. Looks lively tonight. He's come on.
What was he?
He's lively. Well, I say it's come on.
115 million, I think, is a good kitty.
Do you think Lingard will come? Do you
Yeah,
think we'll get him?
I do.
Yeah, I think we will. I think we will.
Does he want
When's
to play
Creswell's contract up?
Conference League?
Yeah.
It's not this season anyway, Cresswell. I don't
Apparently
know.
he's bought an house in Liverpool. Is that right?
Well, it comes from Liverpool. I mean, why not buy it? You know, I think that doesn't mean anything, does it? You know?
No, just
Cost of
throwing it
living,
out
innit?
there. You never know. You might write a story about it. Come out of retirement, Sean. You know.
Well, I don't do that. I've given it all up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Evening, lovely boys. It's a Chrissy I can see for miles and miles.
I'm sure you said there was only 15. We must have done over 15
No,
now.
I said 23 actually. So
All right, Sean.
that's your listeners you're doing that to.
Yeah.
you got Johnny Murphy sticking up for you while
Yeah.
you treat all the rest with contempt.
I want questions. I want questions, not statements of fact,
Oh,
not
I know a
essays,
question.
not
We
life
asked,
stories, and not you two rambling off on something that the listeners didn't even talk about and going,
It
oh
is a
yeah, let's
question.
go down memory lane, or let's talk about 1976. Christ's
Here's a
sake,
question
we've all
for you,
got a
Sean.
life.
Why are you such a bellend?
It came to him naturally.
Jesus wept.
He's put so many rumours about Diop's injury, ranging from knee, the DSACL, the ankle strain or an ankle sprain, or ligament damage, not ligament damage, blah, 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 he says. Sean, is there any substantiated actual facts about his condition yet?
Not about what the injury is, but I have had it confirmed by a senior source at the club that he is out for a significant time.
But if your ACL's the back of your knee and your ankles are the fucking bottom of your leg,
Well,
what
does it
hurts?
matter? If he's out, he's out. When you're out, you're out.
All right, well done, Sean.
Yeah, I agree with that. But why is it?
Sean,
Does it
Yeah.
matter?
No, but he's asking. You wanted the
Hold
question,
up.
you got a question.
I was
Now you're saying
told,
does it
right,
matter?
so if you're the only credible bit of information I was told is it's his Achilles tendon, right?
Okay.
What I have been told, right, which should really tell you is the Guardian, our good mate Jacob Steinberg,
Yeah.
this morning wrote ankle injury. Steinberg usually gets his information right. If it's an ankle injury, it suggests that the Achilles tendon is more likely to be right than ACL, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you do make a point. Who cares?
Look.
He's out.
Steinberg
Bad
does
news.
normally get a tune out the club.
Yes.
Yeah. Sullivan's mate. That's his Sean.
Old Jacob Cream Cracker.
Oh, 3-0.
Yeah. All right. Who did you meet, Sean? What was the Australian bloke?
Paul.
All right. Well, Paul Carter says, evening all, long-time listener from Melbourne, Australia.
Oh.
I finally made it over for a game at the new stadium, and I even got to say hi to Sean.
There you go.
That's it. And randomly says Joe Cole in a pub near London Bridge the night before the Lyon game. At least you met someone decent, Paul.
Well done. Yeah.
Yeah, Melbourne.
How about
There you
that?
Scotty Collins says, good evening. He says, I recently watched the 1976 semi-final versus Frankfurt for the first time. Oof. And the likes of Brooking, did you see the pitch, Scott? Brooking, Bonds, Lampard were fantastic in those two legs.
Oh, he
Well,
doesn't
if they
want
only
to
had
talk
one
about
leg,
it.
there'd have not been a bat, Scott, really. But anyway. Who would you pick as the three most important players in this West Ham side going into the game versus Frankfurt?
Declan, Bowen, and Fornals for me.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
It's hard to argue with that, really, isn't it? Really. I think now. I was disappointed he weren't playing. I think the boy can go wherever.
It seems like it. That was a strange decision.
Yeah, I thought it
I
was.
noticed that. Was he the only one that was rotated? Am I right in thinking that?
Well, apart from the keeper, I think he was.
Yeah. When you think
No,
about it,
because
he
didn't Kufal start Thursday? Or am I dreaming that?
I
Maybe
can't remember.
Uh,
Football is coming and coming.
Yeah. So next up, it's the Colonel, Mr. Richard Kemp. He says, on Sunday, Declan Rice made his 188th performance for the Hammers.
Wow.
The significant is that this draws him level with Joe Cole and Frank Lampard Jr. Surely, if the club is claiming to have moved on to the next level, we can't sell our crown jewel at any price. Selling him would just prove we've learned nothing from past mistakes.
What choice have we got?
Do you think, chaps, the board will stay strong and rebuff all offers?
Well, no, we don't now.
Or what price do you think the club would accept?
Well, so let's forward it. Let's say next year we've done the same as this year, which had another great season, but that's not enough. How much do clubs need to pay to get him? Sean, what do you think?
Well, he's not for sale. I've said that earlier.
No, I know he's not for sale, but you said he's had a gentleman's agreement at the
Well,
end of next
it's
season.
got to be north of 100 million, right? Let's not see. He's not a 150 million pound player, and I think people like Man City have been burnt by Grealish.
Yeah.
Spend 100 million, he doesn't even get in the team now. So I think people are a bit wary. You don't buy a 100 million pound player and sit him on the bench. I think that it's got to be 100 million. I think it gets a bit interesting at anything over 85, 90. But I think 100 is the magic number to start people thinking. And turning heads. A gentleman's agreement means nothing, like you said. But, when money's actually put on the table, things happen, doesn't it? And if it's
I never said the gentleman's agreement means nothing.
well,
never
a
said that at
contract
all.
means nothing, by the way. I'd equally say, even if he signed a new 6-year contract, that means bugger all. How many football players have we seen sign a new contract and then go after that? It just gives more power to the club, in theory, and drives up the price.
Declan Rice prints available from canningtownend.com/shop, by the way.
There you go.
Get them while you can.
Yeah.
Get
he
him
might
while he's
stay,
still got
he
a West
might-
Ham shirt on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might stay.
Isn't
if
it
you buy one.
funny that I mean, when you look at it, you got Joe Cole, Lampard, Declan Rice, all 23, and they're all sitting on. Well, I mean, Rice has just overtook them. Cole and Lampard both played 187 times, including sub appearances. That's total.
Lampard got a lot of them, didn't he?
Um,
Good God, when he first started.
yeah,
Hence, they started saying they're only bringing him on for the money. You there, Sean?
Yeah, I'm here. What's the question?
yeah,
No
back.
questions. Nigel there?
No,
Yeah,
we're
I'm
all
back.
here. We're listening. I just
It dropped
losing
off
the will
again.
to live.
Yeah, well, because your internet's so bloody crap.
It's not my internet. This is Virgin Internet. Like 500 meg.
Are you on
Pure
Wi-Fi?
internet, not Wi-Fi. I'm connected in via Ethernet. Last week it was BT 900 meg fibre to the house.
Oh, right. Right.
So if there's a problem, it's either the software, clean feed, or there's a problem with my Mac.
All right, well, put a message. Well, next week I'll host.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. All right. No, yeah, they're all 23. If Deck stays for one more year, and then he decides to go, there shouldn't be one person that doesn't shake his hand, say thank you very much for what you've done with this club, boy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
And it doesn't mean if he plays for another team that you shouldn't buy a painting of him.
no, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, he wore green and then he wore white. So I mean,
Yeah.
it ain't nothing to him, is it? Realistically.
No, not at all.
And that's it.
What
Oh,
about
you've got
Twitter?
another one. Got a
Oh,
John Bucci one.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Where? Go on, you read it out then.
Right, so John says, question for the pod. I don't know where he is tonight. You put this in at 4:45. Does a player who barely played in the first half of their only season at the club, then jumped ship as soon as possible, was part of a massive improvement in the team's form with an emerging Mark Noble, Ginge and Zamora, not just him, towards
where he's
the
going.
latter stages of the season, deserved to be called a club legend?
No. He's referring to Tevez.
He is, yeah. I mean,
I had this conversation on.
Tevez did get a hero's welcome, without a doubt.
Do you know what? That gave me the right
Yeah, I thought it would.
Give me the
Yeah,
right
I wasn't.
And I'll tell you
I
why it
said-
gave me the because the club didn't tell us he was going to be there. Because by Jesus, I'd have been down the front cheering that boy onto the pitch.
Would you really?
Oh, really?
I would.
So is he? But answer John's question. I think Len has answered
No, but
it.
I
Does
don't
he
think he's a
deserve to
legend,
be
but
called
I
a
think
club
he was
legend by the
fantastic.
club?
Actually, I
For
can't
me,
think of it.
yeah,
I'm not
he
so
does.
sure
He
now.
does.
Yeah,
Wow.
for me, yeah. And the
Because-
funny thing is, it's for what he did
Yeah.
in
I guess
10
so.
games.
I'm gonna say argue with you a little bit on this one,
Yeah,
and I know it's a play on words, but he's
Yeah.
a club hero, and not a club
Yeah, I can
legend.
take that.
I think there's a differential between legend and hero. He's a club hero.
look. I'll get Paninicky in it. I won't even have. Noble's a hero. He's not a legend. Yeah,
Oh,
here I am.
really? See, I'm
Yeah.
going to disagree and say he's a legend.
Well, no, he's a hero. He would have been a legend if he didn't throw people about.
Oh, come on, let it go.
No, but I've let it go, Sean. It don't bother
Why
me.
is this? Look, this is a very common topic. Why is it so important? This legend. Do you know
Yeah.
what?
Because
you know, I
it's
said-
overused. That's the problem
Yeah.
now.
Why is it?
I don't
I've been
know.
watching this game thinking I'm watching Lingard, and it's not Lingard at all.
Oh, right. No one is playing well.
Yeah.
But back to Tevez, I just think his rapport with the fans. It was as much as him driving us forward as it was some of the other players. To do what we did, funny enough, we stayed up with 42 points. Or was it 41? It might have been 41. To stay up with that point tally that had relegated us previously was a fantastic achievement. We won 7 out of the last 9 games. And when you think
but-
one of those defeats was a loss to Sheffield United,
Yeah.
I
it
remember.
wasn't just Tevez, though.
No, I know that because
And
Bobby
that's why-
Zamora did a lot,
Yeah,
and
exactly,
Rob
yeah.
Green, and this was the thing when it come to the court case and what that Tevez did. When you look back at, I've read transcripts of the court case or the tribunals that went on, and you look at it and like they put it all on Tevez, and it does cheapen Rob Green's performance at the Emirates. For me, I remember walking out after the Tottenham game. We lost 4-3, and it was to lose in that way to them. It was such a kick. I remember saying to my nephew Bill, Jesus Christ, if we just play like that for the rest of the season, at least we can go down with some pride.
Yeah.
And that was it. And if ever there was a finish to a season that was so West Ham, the Blackburn game,
Yeah.
we scored a goal that was handball in the build-up.
Oh, yeah.
The ball never
We
crossed
kept
the
it
line.
out.
And Tevez was on the line, so technically offside by the offside rules. And he stopped the ball from crossing the line. And the linesman flagged and gave the goal. And you're thinking, well, I think it was Lee Bowyer had handballed it in the build-up. And Zamora smashed it, and it hit Tevez as he jumped up. The linesman thought he was behind the line, so technically he wasn't in play, so the ball was a goal. But when you play it back and look at it, Tevez was on the line, so he was offside. And stopped the ball from going in.
Anyway, before we reminisce of his whole career, he is a club legend to you. I'm just going to
Yeah.
read Oxford Dictionary definition of legend.
Go on.
Oh.
A very famous or notorious person
Yep, ticks that box.
Yes, that.
in their field, someone whose fame is comparable to that of a hero or a legend about whom similar stories are told.
Here you go.
Makes him a legend then, by definition.
By the Oxford
But
Dictionary
what
definition.
my objection is that because he's only that half a season, his legendary status overshadows other people's performances.
what
in
are
that
you
time.
doing?
Yeah, sorry, my mic's dropping and it keeps on getting caught up in my my
Ruffle.
jumper.
Oh,
Yeah. Kirby
Sweater.
found him very frustrating. Tevez, he said he was a brilliant player, but he wouldn't go into the box. He had to nag him to get in the box all the time. And then when he did, he started getting the goals. He was just he loved giving assists. It was a bit more of a team player than a goal scorer. And he wanted to get in the box and
I thought
get more
Tevez
goals.
brought the best out of Mark Noble and all.
Yeah.
I think he actually made Mark Noble into a first team star player. And that was one of Noble's best seasons.
Let me ask you a Mark
in the
Noble
goal.
question before we move on to predictions, because
Yeah,
we are
go
at
on.
2 hours 20.
Yeah.
Should Mark Noble start against Man City?
It depends on
Depends
the
on
league
position, doesn't it?
situation.
Yeah. If it's of no importance,
Then yes.
you're probably going to see that he will.
I think Man City should be a celebration of Mark Noble's career.
So
And
you'd play him for the whole 90. If it doesn't mean anything in the
if
league, play him the whole 90 minutes.
Well, I'd play him for an hour and I'll tell you why. Because, it's up to Mark. I would actually say to Mark, "What do you want?" Because I'm all for bringing a player off to get the reception that he deserves.
All right,
to
yeah,
get
fair
that
enough.
standing ovation just for him. When the game's over, there's
it's
11
everybody's
players.
moment. Then,
It's
yeah.
everybody's moment. But to do it during the
Yeah,
game
fair
and,
enough.
and to walk off the pitch that way, I think he does deserve that.
Well,
throughout
I
his
suppose
career.
in that way, instead of starting, you could bring him on and bring him off
No, I don't like that. No.
during the game. Could you not bring him on?
What you
Big
could do,
standing
Nigel,
ovation, bring him off. Big standing ovation.
when he's walking off, you can run on the pitch and throw him off and make you feel better.
Jesus,
wouldn't it,
dress up as Jesus.
Well, do you know what? I would just like him just to address that and to acknowledge that he handled that situation
We'll see him if
wrong.
we can get him on the pod to talk about that afterwards. Anyway, we need to move on before we run out of tape. Predictions.
Well, Ian Gravitt did ask, did we feel that Alessi should get the nod as centre back, or would we try Crowell? I mean, I'd rather Alessi than Crowell. I don't think it's worth bothering Ian.
I agree.
But we'll just finish with this note from Ian. Yeah,
Go on.
Brady out.
Brady out.
So, we have no game on Thursday, believe it or not.
Strange, isn't it? What are we going to do with our time?
Well, I'll tell you what, I am releasing a special bonus episode.
Oh,
I'm glad you asked me that. Our good friend Ian Dale recorded an interview with Tony Carr, which he's given us exclusive rights to. Well, I don't know about exclusive, but he's given us the recording, so we're going to release that.
Has he?
Yeah, he has. Yeah. He said
That
it
was
to me
nice,
yesterday.
wasn't it?
Yeah, so we're going to publish that on Thursday.
Oh, he swears on his podcast.
Oh, does he?
Jackie.
Oh, well, lucky.
Even though he did make me giggle today, because apparently if he was a girl, his mum was going to call him Emma.
Oh, interesting.
get your cabbie mate to fuck him on about him then. He's the one with the
There you
Sony walls. I'm just
Anyway,
fucking on him.
anyway, well, let's see. Anyway, Tony Carr on Thursday, Tuesday tonight. It's the podcast. We've got Chelsea on Sunday. I'm going along with my son.
Of course you are, because you're going corporate.
All right. Do you have to say it like that?
Well, I mean, the only, it's like, oh, I'm going to an away game. I'll be at Chelsea. No, you're going corporate. Someone's taking you.
No one's taking me.
Oh, what? You paid yourself for corporate?
No.
Oh, well then.
The company taking you.
No, they're not taking me at all.
What? They've give you the tickets.
Yeah,
sort
yeah,
yourself
exactly.
out.
Yeah,
That's
they
exactly what I
paid
do.
for you.
Yeah.
They get the seats, and they have given me the 4 seats.
In the restaurant, Galileo's restaurant, it was in the same restaurant that was built in Florence and was flown over by
Venice.
Venice. What's his name?
Ken Bates.
Ken Bates.
How do you know all that?
It was
What?
we
Because
said
believe
on
it
the
or not,
podcast.
I do read your tweets now or
Yeah.
texts now and again.
Yeah, anyway, I am making my annual trip to Chelsea, and yes, I am going corporate. Is a funny story. We might not find it very funny. So I'm taking my son. He's only second away game, after Southampton. I'm taking my daughter, first away game for her, but also I'm taking her my daughter's boyfriend, who's a Chelsea fan, who's never seen Chelsea. This is his first game watching Chelsea. He's 19 years old.
Oh, right.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, hilarious.
Oh, yeah, hysterical.
I could have gone corporate Sunday, actually, but I turned it down. Man of the people.
Yeah.
No.
Are you going to Chelsea, Nigel?
No.
Are you going Frankfurt?
It's one of them things where.
You said you were on Sunday.
Yeah, I know, but do you know what?
On a coach.
Yeah, on a coach. Yeah. So, but if I do that, I can't go to the final.
I want to do both, but I'm see how it works out.
I've got to be at the final. I cannot not.
Yeah, we've got our
I'm not going to go to the final.
We've got our flights and hotels for the final.
Yeah. Well, I can't do that. I've got to wait to see if we get there. But if we get there, I'll be going.
Right, while you're on, Sean, and
Yeah.
I know what your answer's going to be, a lot of people have been talking about what are the chances of us having a beam back.
A what back?
A beam back if we got to the final.
It's an interesting question, which would be completely at the mercy of LLDC.
Yeah, I suppose it would. Could there be another arrangement that not in the stadium?
Well, yeah, absolutely. So,
Well, I don't know if you know.
Leighton Orient.
Hold up.
Yeah, go on.
No, a cinema in Romford
Yeah.
showed
Yeah,
the West
that's right,
Ham Lyon game.
Yeah, that might be doable.
Yeah.
You know.
Anyway, predictions. Chelsea away. Nigel.
I can't see us. The best we could get at Chelsea away. I know we had a 1-0 win recently. Would be a 0-0, but I don't see that.
I don't see 0-0.
Big Sam's false 9. Yeah, do you remember that one?
With them being out of Europe. Yeah, I do remember it. But no, it was Big Sam's play 10 at the back.
Yeah.
So I'll go for a 2-0 defeat.
Len.
I'm trying to remember how we used to play when we played once a week. It's a big game, right?
Raise a game for it.
Yeah. Well, it's all we got to focus on this week.
Yeah.
Might be a nice little distraction. You might either a high scoring draw or you might sneak a win. So I'm going to say Desmond 2-2.
I'm going to go, and I've given this a lot of thought.
1-0 West Ham.
1-0 West Ham.
Yeah. Well worth these predictions because you don't fucking predict anything.
Sometimes I get it right. It's a little bit like Super 6. I've been Sean. Nigel has been...
Yeah.
Len has been...
Swearing.
and George is long gone. That's it. Bye.
Bobby Moore.
Come on, you Irons.
More than just a podcast. Bobby Moore. More than just a podcast.
That was wonderful.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good,
It
though.
could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
Get him away!
Hey, boo!
Boo!
That's all, folks.